everyone, welcome to the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache in Interlagos, Brazil. And it is the scene of round 18 of the World Championship in ALR Bronze. We have the Drivers' Championship already wrapped up, and the youngest ever champion in ALR history, which is our young Theo, who will is going to enjoy himself, I think, tonight. And after, unfortunately, didn't get a championship coronation, did he? Unfortunately, as he did. As the results didn't come out until later on, an hour after the race, unfortunately, with all the penalties that went on. The Constructors' Championship cannot be won tonight, even if Ferrari do get a 1-2, but they could be very close there to clinching the championship in the next race, which we're in Down Under in the Australian Grand Prix, of course. However, that is next week. This is this week. Let's go through the drivers and the constructors, shall we? Then a lovely view of the CNRS in the background now, as it's 15 turns around Sao Paulo. Of 2.6 miles long this circuit is, and the lap record around here for bronze is set by our champion of last season, who also clinched the world championship in this race last season, and that is Dylan of an 109.124. So good stuff indeed there for Dylan, who also got on pole position here last season as well, by the way. So good stuff indeed there for Dylan. But of course last night, unfortunately, he didn't get very far in the race, which after Slayer tried to avoid someone, didn't he? And Dylan was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Very much similar to, if anyone remembers the incident in the 2011 Italian Grand Prix at the start of the race there, whereas Liuzzi lost control. Was it Liuzzi? It was one of the HRTs that lost control and absolutely wiped out Nico Rosberg and someone else. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, a very unusual incident now. As unfortunately it was Slayer and Dylan both out of the races before we even got going then. Just as we now get ready for the drivers and the constructors standings, and it's Theo leads at 85 points. He is the champion, as I said, the youngest world champion in ALR history. Fantastic stuff there for Theo. Congratulations to the young Ferrari driver, and he will be making his He'll be making. Sorry, I thought I broke something there. And of course, he'll be applying his trade in silver for next season. We have got Arslu second, and of course, the battle for second and third, and who is going to be joining Phil in the silver next season is going to get very interesting indeed. Then Ayrton then is 2 points in front of Joseph, who's been on fine Vettel in the last couple of races or so. Can Joseph jump up into second? And he's been really impressive. But I think the talking point is behind, because 28 points back is Vintage. Can Vintage get into bronze? Well, it's been a surprise package of ALR this season. Fantastic stuff out from Vintage. He is 28 points away from Joseph at the moment now. Irvine is 20, who's a further point back then from getting into. From getting in silver. He is currently 5th in the championship now, and let's see, can Irvine get himself into the promotion spot. Set Echo in 6th position, and I can't see him in here at the moment. Oh yes, there he is. He's unfortunately got a start from the back of the field. Echo has that. Silent Shifter not in here. He's in 7th position now. Shatters in 8th position. 9th is Swan Shanks, only 2 points away. Only 2 points separates the two Alpha Tara teams. Billet in 10th position there as well. We got Mad Bro, who's climbed up the table quite impressively since his debut only a couple of races ago. I think it's only his 4th Grand Prix start in ALR Bronze, and he is now between 11th in the championship. Magnificent stuff indeed. In the relegation zone, going down to COBALT next season is Gunnar, and currently he is 12 points away. He's 14 points away from Roscoe, who is in the 2nd Ferrari down in 70th position. Diego on 6 points and -1 for RDW. RDW could potentially become the 2nd ever driver in ALR history to be on negative points and to finish off the season. We hope that's not the case, and RDW probably hopes that's not the case as well. In the constructors standings, 25 points separates the Ferrari and the Aston Martin team. Aston Martin are absolutely flying out there at the moment now. Can Gunnar and Joseph really put a squeeze on Ferrari in the final stage of this championship? Red Bull are in 3rd position, 18 points drift of the Aston Martin team is so close to the constructors. I love it. McLaren in 4th, and they've been climbing up quite steadily in the last couple of races or so. And they're now 3 points away from the Red Bull team, who have, in terms of the form as of late, then they haven't been very much on song. Red Bull haven't, then, so hopefully they can get themselves back into contention of maybe the Constructors' Championship. They are 43 points away. McLaren are 46 points away. After that, then I don't think any other teams have got a chance, unfortunately. Alpha Tauri 71 points away from the Ferrari team. They're 5th, and Haas are 4 points away from the Alpha Tauri. Mercedes are in 7th position. They're 5 points away from the Haas team. My goodness me. Williams are 7 points away from the Mercedes team. Alpine, we're just watching now, 34 points away from the Williams team, and Alfa Romeo then 1 point away from the 100 mark. Then 141 points separates the constructors then from 1st to 10th. It's been ridiculously close in the constructors this season, and in the drivers as well. Very impressive stuff, to say the least. Then also, thank you very much for your the latest subscribers and viewers and all that jazz. Then, as we got Hammer Time making his debut tonight in the bronze division. Now, and goodness me, that I missed that completely. And so shock from that. Sack me now, sack me now. Hammer Time gone second fast. Then Ayrton is fast at the moment. Then in the McLaren in his home Grand Prix, spiritually then for Ayrton, and of course in Interlagos, Brazil, named after the great Ayrton Senna there. Ayrton is brilliant, and currently he good result tonight, and we're really very much cement his plates and going into silver for next season. Now he cannot confirm it tonight, but what he can do is get him in a beautiful position to confirm it in a week's time in Australia. RDW is at 5th fast, and when can RDW get some points out before the end of the season is out there? You mad bro, who's fast as that in the Mercedes at the moment, once again looking very strong. You mad bro is cracking stuff indeed there. Here is the champion. There he is at its field, the youngest ever champion of ALR Silver. He's had a bit of a squirrel there, but whilst he has a bit of an adventure, let's talk about his adventure this season. 190 points for Theo in 16 starts, and he's had 4 Grand Prix wins. He's had 4 pole positions. He has had 7 podiums as well, and he's had 2 driver of the day performances that Theo has. Really impressive stuff indeed. So that is why Theo is the head of the field. That he's down in 7th position on that field, but he had a bit of a horror show up there, Theo did. But yes, he is the world champion of ALR Bronze and the 4th ever champion in a bronze history as well. And he joins the illustrious elite of enjoys the illustrious company of course, the former bronze champions and the former New Potato, the first ever bronze champion. Then we had Velocity, the 2nd ever champion in bronze history there, of course. Velocity was there. And then we had Dylan, the 3rd champion of bronze, when bronze then did a half a season last season. And then this season, Theo is the 4th ever bronze world champion. Magical stuff indeed. Let's go to the comments, shall we? We got Jamie saying hello. Ed said hello, it's a good day for my race. Said it's at my home GP Theo. Yo, good luck everyone. Gunnar saying as well, it's time for bronze. Diashi. Sean, I love your voice. I love you too, my good sir. Diashi. We have got yellow flags in the middle part of the sector there. There's a Rosti is unfortunately not a happy champion. Well, no, he's crying there. So they're trying to get a hashtag going there, and they're saying hello guys and good luck as well. Hashtag get Ross back in is what I'm seeing at the moment. I get it trending. Wonder if we can get do a 2005. Wonder if I can do a 2005 Kimi Räikkönen there. So I'm wondering if Echo can maybe do a 2021 Hamilton really, but he can't. But unfortunately, he has one race to it rather than 2. Here comes Camera Racer over the line. He comes then one of the most experienced drivers in bronze history, along with Ayrton now, as that they are both starting tonight. Then let me get me old stats board up. Then their 47th Grand Prix start in bronze tonight. Magical stuff indeed. Camera fast as well, looking very strong then. Camera Racers Roscoe, who's had a trip somewhere then, so he's going to have to go around again and on board now with the Irishman Gunnar, who is currently in the Aston Martin this season. He switched silver for bronze halfway through, didn't he? And now down into the into the middle part of the sector as well then. So yes, so 47 Grand Prix start today for both Ayrton and Camera Racer. Ayrton has 2 Grand Prix wins to his name. Camera has a Grand Prix win to his name. So other milestones then, Artie Wee starts his 40th Grand Prix tonight. Then we've got a bit of grass cutting there from Gunnar, and that's not a good luck there at all for Gunnar. Roscoe we're on board with now in the Ferrari. Let's see what Roscoe's doing. I figured his teammate Field has had a couple of issues there out of turn 5 and 6 there. Roscoe's then a 51 coming out of Young Cal then, of course, the junction, taking a lot of curb as well before coming back up the hill then, and going over the crest as well, and let's see what he can do then. DRS right on the main end for the Ferrari driver, then car number 2, where does Roscoe go? And Roscoe goes 7 fast then, 2 tenths of a second away from his championship winning teammate. Roscoe's already been a Constructors champion in ALR before. He was a part of the winning Williams squad in season 3, wasn't it, where it was him, Granty, and I think that oh gosh, and who was there was a third driver as well, isn't it? Shame on me. Absolutely horrific scenes here, as I've forgotten who that person is. Just watching Diash there, who's unfortunately had some issues there. So Irvine now just coming down into turn 4 then as well. And so yeah, good 7D there for those drivers then on a milestone tonight. Then just take a look, see who else is on a milestone tonight. Vintage gets his 26th Grand Prix start tonight. Congratulations to Vintage. Echo, what's his stats then? And also Critical Alibi, who's part of the pizza squad. Adam has gone faster, 10% quicker than Camera Racer. I'm loving this tonight. It's looking very competitive indeed out there. Lovely. I wish that I would love to be a part of the pizza squad. I haven't had pizza in an hour or two, so I'd love to have a bit more there. Of course, the big question today is whether pineapples belong on pizza. I'm a firm no there, because I don't like anything with apple in there, to be honest, unless it's apple cider. Out of the Young Cow corner there, Irvine there gets in on the grass there, and unfortunately that's not been validated, and so it's a double whammy there, because he's invalidated this up, and he's not going to carry the same amount of speed as he would have liked to have done if he unfortunately. So that is a shame there for Irvine, and of course he's 5th in the championship. Well, now Irvine he's got an outside chance of getting promoted into silver from next season. Shatters out of the final turn, across the line he goes. He's 10th fastest at the moment, Shatters is. Board Diash then, and so I'm just so Ross on board Diash then. Echo's stats in bronze, and of course Echo was on pole position here in season 2 of ALR, was it? And of course Echo was, and I think that was his second, wasn't that his debut race or his second race for Echo? My goodness me, definitely made a splash that day, wasn't he? Very much a Nico Hulkenberg pole position lap there for Ayrton, for Echo back in season number 2. But Echo in bronze trim, then Echo's had 10 starts to his name, then he's had 1 pole position, 3 podiums to his name as well, and he's only had 2 DNFs in those 10 starts as well, so good 7D there for Echo. And of course, so in terms of the whole stats, then of course we don't do those till the end of the year, mainly because I don't really want to be sat in front of a spreadsheet all my life. However, but we do the stats of the individual leagues during the season as well. But yeah, good 7D there for Echo. Then hopefully he can add to his podium account tonight. Then it's going to be tough though, because this is a very tough grid tonight. Hammer Time making his debut tonight in bronze, and I must admit I have really I've overseen that, haven't I? Which is absolutely shocking performance indeed by me. Here's Joseph and Irvine now going across the line as well, and Irvine goes into 14 fastest there on a 19. On a 16 at the moment there, so that's not looking too good at the moment there for Irvine. Yeah, so Hammer Time making his debut tonight, and Adam quickest so far. So yes, welcome to bronze Hammer Time. So this is going to get interesting indeed then for Hammer Time, and it's very unusual to see Hammer Time in the Williams as well. Of course, he's really dominated in the AlphaTauri this season, Hammer Time, and there's a lot of pressure on Hammer Time in terms of Joseph's invalidated his lap there, unfortunately. There's a lot of pressure on Hammer Time, because Hammer Time now threw away 2 certain Grand Prix wins, or not certain, but he was looking very strong in the opening races, the last 2 or 3 Grand Prix. Unfortunately, he has not scored any points, has he? In USA, when he was taken out by a rogue teammate, then a super sub teammate, and then of course in Mexico last week there, he binned it, didn't he? Fell off the circle himself on the championship in COBALT. Maybe going down to the wire, which I'd love to see, but I don't think Hammer Time would be, as that Starbus then very close to the back of Hammer Time now. It's within a Grand Prix win. I think it's about 11 points. No, I think it's about 13 points, isn't it? Something like that. There's a Red Bull in the background there. I'm not sure who that was. Guna goes into 14 fast, and Vintage was the Red Bull in the background. Joseph going for a net over by the chariot. Swan shanks across the line, just in front of his teammate by 200 of a second now. Just like in the championship, the AlphaTauri drivers are so close, aren't they, in terms of times around here, and of course in the championship, and of course there in the other race as well. Joseph needs to go for now by the chariot. Aston Martin now of Of course, got to put the squeeze on the fry then, as we got Billets going into 15 fast, and Billet, unfortunately, has dropped off, kind of dropped off form as of late in the last couple of races or so. Alibi out of the qualifying session, unfortunately for Alibi, down in 18th position in the Alpine car. Joseph at the moment now, who is further in the championship. He'll love to grab second today then, but it's going to be him and Ayrton going head to head, and they really would like to probably extend their advantage over 4th and 5th, and 2 Red Bull drivers of Vintage and Irvine. And Irvine's up into a very solid 3rd position. But Serious Russia, evening Sean, evening Alden. Come on, Camera, who's currently 2nd fast, and when they just across the line, he is 5th fastest on the Aston Martin. We're aiming to lose 5 drivers in this first qualifying session here. My goodness, this qualifying session has absolutely flown by so far, hasn't it? My word. Pits then. Diego then, what can Diego do? Diego is in the relegation zone as well at the moment now. Diego is a driver who is quite quick, isn't he? But at the moment, really struggling. Bronze at only 6 points and on his account so far. And he is now 16 points away from Roscoe in safety at the moment. Roscoe is on 22 points, and Chappie on 30 points as well in 16th position in the Williams. Chappie has not raced for quite a long time. Chappie has an so there's still an advantage. There is still potentially maybe a position or two which the drivers could maybe steal a march. Oh, it's a Man City have lost, by the way, in their group game. Just watching Diego then coming out of Young Cal then, going across the line then, and what can Diego do? Lovely helmet design from Diego. He's quicker than Vintage. Vintage down in 18th position there. Gooner is currently 3 tenths second in front of Diego. Gooner in 16th position at the moment, and that's can Gooner get himself out of qualifying as well. RDW needs some major, but needs some points as well at the moment, because RDW is currently on -1 then, so it's not looking too good for RDW. Hopefully he can get himself sorted out, hopefully get himself some points in. And I think Diashi has just moved himself up into a very solid 4th position there. Good stuff indeed there for Diashi then. So we've got 4 minutes to go in this session then. Vintage is out quite early here. He's 3 tenths a second up in the first split time. That is good enough, man. Look at that. Vintage and Diego have got exactly the same times at the moment. And goodness gracious me then. Very close indeed then between Diego and Vintage. That's how much they're on the edge here tonight then. We've got RDW coming out of the pits where he's got 2 tenths a second deficit between himself and Gooner at the moment now. However, I think that Gooner is going to probably improve as well in that Aston Martin now. So RDW definitely needs to get out. I think the Billet is probably unsafe, and Shattered and Roscoe. What about Swanshanks there? He's going to be nervously looking over his shoulder. Swanshanks is there. He's out on track at the moment. Camera Racer don't feel safe either. He's in second. Golly gosh. Now Alton up the hill as well then. And we've got Smith and Whitey saying, smash up bronze, sir, smash up. Not literally, as we're coming up to Vintage said. I think the bronze in the last couple of races has been a fantastic watch. You really have indeed done. Vintage is 16 fast there. He's about, goodness me, about 5 thousandths of a second away from getting through in a qualifying 2 at the moment now. RDW has dropped down into 17th position there because Diego has dropped, has actually moved right up into 12th position now. And so RDW has invalidated his time now. And RDW then, hopefully he's got enough fuel in the tank there. Otherwise he'll be in a bit of trouble here. Diego has now got himself up into 12th position. Good stuff indeed there for the Mercedes drivers. That's safe. I would say that is very much on the edge there. It's quite close in this qualifying session here tonight, isn't it? As we've got a 8.5 for RDW and Vintage and Billet there. An 8.4 for Roscoe and Shadows as well. Diego's also on an 8.4. My goodness me, then this is going to get very much, it's going to be squeaky bum time, I think, then, before the end of this qualifying 1 session here. Vintage going down the hill as well. He's on an in lap at the moment now. RDW invalidated his lap, unfortunately, then, so that is not good at all, is it? And here comes Gooner then. So we're on board Gooner now then, who's slightly behind the 8 ball at the moment. But let's see what we can do with 2 minutes to go in this qualifying session and down into turn 1 then. And as Gooner then going through the centre as well, then goodness me, it's like a roller coaster, isn't it, around this Brazilian Grand Prix circuit. I absolutely love it. Of course, an old school track this one is, isn't it? And I think that we've also seen some championship deciders over the season. We had one in gold, didn't we, on Sunday, where Gurman has become the 4th ever world champion of ALR, beaten Emerson as well, the double world champion. So really good some indeed there for Gurman. German is in a different level in the last couple of races, especially. It's exactly what he did in Silver, wasn't it? There, where he just really elevated himself. Gunnar is trying a bit hard at the moment as the back end is squirreling here, there, and everywhere. And goodness me, there this guy's got again. Gunnar's got major problems there with the downforce on the Aston Martin. And that lap he's going to have to abandon and go again, I think, then. But German there was absolutely different, was a different specimen of a driver in the last couple of races or so, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me, scary stuff indeed there. German has now got 2 races to steal the March time for the McLaren team and get the Constructors title also under wraps as well then. So that is what German's aim would be, surely, and Nigel as well. Vintage is going to let him fast. It's 4 lap old soft tires. That's amazing lap there from Vintage. What about RDW? This is some cracking action here in bronze. And look, now we've got RDW. Gunnar is crawling back to the gate. He's the Gloucester's win. Gunnar's out of qualifying here. Shatters is out of qualifying. Goodness gracious me there. And I was in an iron whether that was going to be safe enough. But yeah, Swanshanks is safe. Gunnar's out of qualifying between Billet, but Shatters is out of qualifying here. My goodness me, Roscoe very close to being out of qualifying as well. He may be out of qualifying here because what can Billet do then as he climbs up the hill as well then? He has got no more decision to make, and now then he has just got to wheel that car on over the grid hatch as well. Has Billet done enough? He has done enough. Roscoe and Shatters are out of qualifying as well. What an incredible qualifying that was there. Wow, qualifying one is probably the most exciting qualifying one we've seen all through the week so far. Magnificent stuff indeed. Loving that. And I've also run out of air, believe it or not. And there's a lot of hot air in me, but goodness me, I've already run out already. Oh, good gosh. So we've got Echo on 20th position. 19th position is hang on a minute. Am I desunk here? Maybe this is not the end at all then, because Shatters is out here now. Oh my goodness me, is there another twist in the tail here tonight then? Oh, good gosh, then we've only just started, and it's already getting very interesting indeed then. One RDW to get a good result tonight too then. Sarah's Rush saying that RDW, it does look strong, doesn't it? So far in 13th position there, and I think that this race is going to be, well, I would say it's going to be very much about survival, isn't it? But that's not the case in Silver last night. We only had 3 or 4 retirements, didn't we? Very impressive indeed. That no safety cars there. One virtual safety car at the beginning, and to just mop up the issue that we had with Dylan and Slayer. So apart from that, then it's a very clean race indeed. Then of course Fanjo was absolutely incredible in the race. Went for his 5th Grand Prix win of his season and career as well. He's really elevated himself up, hasn't he? Fanjo is pretty impressive stuff indeed. Then so everyone has got a checkered flag apart from Shatters, and who's got against the grain here. So Shatters might knock out Diego here at this one then, and I think that, because I'm not sure if this one lap is going to count or whatnot, but goodness gracious me then, but we're going to count anyway, as I think that Shatters, I'm not sure if Shatters in a different time zone, or am I in a different time zone then? Perhaps that I was a bit too far in front of the board then, or what then, but goodness gracious me, oh my god, we did it so close, and I needed a second run to do that. Billet is very happy, that is, he's up into 11th position there. Billet is it is very close indeed. These times are in bronze. I'm loving this so far. As Ross G saying go Lewis, and Lewis currently in the second McLaren in 9th position about 8, a 10th a second away from Ayrton at the moment. Now of course Ayrton does have a homegrown advantage, doesn't he, over his team at the moment. There is Ayrton's spiritual home here in its Lagos. Shatters is going to knock out Diego here. According to the clock in the top left hand corner there, I thought the qualifying was done and dusted, but that may not be the case at all, as now coming over to the line as well. And so Shatters may have done enough here, and he's going to knock out Diego as well. He has knocked out Diego. Shatters has. He is through into qualifying too, and unfortunately Diego's out, Roscoe's out, Gunnar, Alibi and Echo all out qualifying then at this one. And well, I'm not too well, we'll find out if that's well, it's right at the moment there, isn't there? But yeah, I was maybe my clock was a bit too far out. So, but good stuff indeed there for Shatters. Shatters, that would have been a major shock indeed then. Look at Swanshanks there, just about making it through then. So that 8-2 was enough then for Swanshanks to get through. But my goodness me, he would have been very twitchy. Him and Franz Toss there would have been very twitchy on the Oda pit wall then as well. As Sarah Rusher said, he thought that Ayrton was from Cornwall. I think he is from the Brazilian part of Cornwall. We've got some Shatters are just coming into the pits as well, and of course there is Ayrton then currently, who's laughing at the moment now, going around in circles as he's probably enjoyed himself, isn't he, here tonight? I think Shadow's been enjoying himself after that lap as well. Sensational lap there for Shadows to get himself on the from the brink. From the brink of elimination to succession into qualifying two. Lovely stuff indeed then for Shadows as he now comes back in to the garage. And yes, he has come back to the garage. And he got slowed down to 80 kilometers an hour. Then, you can tell it's an old school pit lane, can't you? It's not as cramped as some of the other pit lanes on the Formula 1 calendar, is it? But there's a big old wall, isn't there? Unfortunately, there, so a lot of the audience cannot see what's occurring in the pit lane, which is a shame, isn't it? But I don't think Shadow's going to be too concerned about the audience at the moment, because all he's concerned about is he is through to qualifying two. 10th fastest time on the board there. And yes, so he has proceeded through then. The Shadows as he's just been put onto the dolly wheels. Adam is faster by a 10th for a second, and that's quite ominous there from Camera Racer in second, and Irvine in third position there. Out of qualifying, no, we have lost Eka, we've lost Alibi Gunnar out of qualifying. He had a very wobbly back end there. We also lost Roscoe and Diego out of qualifying as well, and we thought that Diego's impressive time a couple of minutes before that was enough to get through, but it wasn't there. Swanshanks can breathe a huge sigh of relief as he is through into qualifying too, as is RDW and Vintage then, all on the 082s as well, and Billet as well. So close, isn't those 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th cars, and Hammer time in his debut session, 11 fastest. Oh, Liam just messaged if we're good to go. Yes, we are good to go, Liam. I don't know what. I think I need to sort out me. I think I do need to sort out my messages, don't I? Yes, we are good to go, Liam. There, a day late and a dollar short, but at least I got back to you, I suppose. Right, we're into qualifying two. Then we got 15 minutes then in this qualifying two session. Then, so at the moment it's all fine and calm. But it won't be for much longer, will it then? So then as we now proceed then into qualifying two, then it is going to be 15 more minutes then of non-stop action around at Sao Paulo. We've got Vintage saying evening, all then we've got Goku saying let's go Vintage, and Diego said well I thought I was through easy there. Serious saying evening Vintage, Ayrton my lover. Vintage saying evening chaps, and Diego said well I guess I have 30 extra minutes then to complete an essay then. Gosh, I'm not sure what. I think it's quite a difficult one. I would definitely prefer to race around Brazil rather than do an essay then. But maybe if it was another track, like Monaco or something like that, then perhaps I would rather do the essay. Adam going out, it's going out early again then. Lovely helmet design by the way from Adam there. Good stuff indeed then. Of course, he is a super subsidized, he's a reserve in the Alpine car for Baz. There's a lovely shot here. I love these Ofsted shots and on the front of the car. Really cool stuff indeed there. I wish it could be a part of the menu selection. And having said that though, I will be... I haven't said that though. I'll probably be here for ages just looking at the cars rather than looking at the action, which is not good. Adam hasn't got no cars in front of him, no cars behind him. So good to be. He's going to be absolutely loving life out there. As yes, and so he doesn't want to impede anyone there or anything like that. Of course, you don't want to get any penalties or anything untoward like that. Then he goes over the grid hatching to start his lap now. Then this track, then this Interlagos circuit has got two DR zones around here. Down the back straight and in between turn 3 and 4, which we're coming up to now. Also on the start-finish line as well then. So those are the two DR zones as well. It's good to, and the sector 1 and 3 is all about speed and power. Sector 2 is about poise and accuracy and all that kind of stuff then. So now this is where Adam now is going to get into the second sector. Right, he was quickest in first in qualifying 1. They're looking very strong in the Alpine car. Really good stuff indeed there. And just watching as we're going into the second sector as well. I was trying to catch up with the comments there, but I think I've missed something there, and I don't want to go back up there because last time I tried to go back up there, I almost reported someone. So yes, that's not very good, is it? Of course, thank you very much then for subscribing to the channel as well. Thank you all for the big old thumbs up as well. I love it. But we are 7 subscribers away from the magical 400. That is kind of my personal aim really before we shut off for Christmas period really. And of course I go into hibernation until January, where Knowlesy will wake me up with a big stick there and tell me it's time to go. Adam goes fastest there on the soft tires there. You mad bro is gone very quick on the soft tires. Excuse me. Oh gosh. I don't know why. He seemed to have a tickle in my throat in qualifying. You mad bro, fastest and 3/10 second in front of Hammer Tom in second. And I'm really intrigued to see how Hammer Tom does in bronze. And I'm looking forward to this very much. So Swan Shanks on the medium tires. One there. We got yellow flags floating there. It's one of the Haas cars is off there. And I think that I thought Diashi was going to follow his teammate there. It's RDW there just trying to get back onto the circuit. And there's that McLaren there just getting out of the way there. Just getting out of the way of the McLaren. That's Ayrton then, who has done a time there. But it's not too competitive so far for Ayrton. Nor is it going to be too competitive for Diash either, because unfortunately he's invalidated his time. He's invalidated his time then, so that is not going to count unfortunately. So that's a lap time deleted there. Camera Race are looking very strong tonight in car 69, then in the Alfa Romeo, sweeping down into turn 4. Now into the middle part of the lap as well, and here in Interlagos. Said so many great memories of Brazil over the years in Formula 1, not just in ALR but in Formula 1 then. Of course, you can have the 2012 championship decider between Fernando Alonso and Vettel there, where he had raided everything, didn't we there? Vettel there being, could spun it turn 4, didn't he? And somehow or another that Red Bull held up, didn't he? Good gracious me there. Unfortunately, poor Bruno Senna was out, and now I think that was his final race in Formula 1 as well. It wasn't for Bruno Senna. I don't think we knew that at the time, did we? However, it was not looking too good for Bruno Senna with the rumours of Valtteri Bottas. You may know that guy being touted to be the second Williams driver. Indeed, he was. That Camera Racer 3/10 second quicker than you mad bro on the same tyre then as well. So the reason why we got a lot of different tyre compounds out there tonight at this moment in time is because, of course, you want to this is about going into the race and you want to start in the best tyre for your race strategy. Then the medium tire will give you a bigger window of coming into the pits there, whilst the soft tires were not them. But the soft tires have been honed up very well over the course of this week around here, and they've been very impressive indeed. The soft tires have. Of course, Gordo did 32 laps on the medium tire last night, which is that's basically 4 laps shy of the whole Grand Prix. So we now know that the medium tires can do the whole Grand Prix. However, that's only if you drive the car in the poise and prowess of Gordo, of course, because German's medium tires didn't last that long when he was in silver a couple of seasons ago. So it was very much on the edge. I think Gordo had like 90% wear. He was saying after the race, but it's gone 5th fastest on the medium tires there, whilst we just seen Lewis G going 6th fast as well. Joseph has gone across the line also on medium tires. He's the fastest on the medium runners thus far, in 4th position on an 084 there. 4/10 second away from the soft runners. Camaro, you mad bro, and a Hammer Time thus far. Vintage is out on circuit as well. I've just missed someone there. It is Irvine I've missed then, who is going as fast as on the medium tires. 2/10 second quicker. Irvine is really feeling this one tonight, isn't he? What about Vintage then? He is in the middle part of the lap as well. Vintage, of course, he's 4th in the championship. On there is 28 points away from the battling two of Ayrton and Joseph in the battle for 2nd in the World Championship. Of course, the championship has already been won by Field, the youngest ever ALR World Champion in history then. Oh goodness me then. So I quickly get rid of all these notifications, because me they come back here, there and everywhere. Just for saying Bruno Senna, all the gear, no idea. Oh, I like that. That's great. I'm stealing that, by the way. Unfortunately, Serious Russian didn't put TM next to it, so now that's my quote. Then, so I'm taking that. To what it says, we're talking about Bruno Senna. I think I watched was Diash there. I thought he was invalidated his time of getting there, Diash. I was watching a very short YouTube video because I got such a short attention span. But Bruno Senna, he did start karting at a very late age, didn't he? And I'm wondering if he missed out on some of that experience during his later years in Grand Prix racing. Because Bruno Senna was quite old, wasn't he, when he made his debut in the Bahrain Grand Prix of 2010 in the HRT. Adam goes fast as there, 10th or 2nd in front so far, then on soft tires. Because the top 5 are on softs. The bottom 5 drivers in the top 10 are on medium compound tires. And when they want to go a bit further into this race then as well. Diashi has done a 51.6 in the middle sector then before accelerating back up there. Goodness gracious me. Oh gosh, I forgot to drop my notification. Shocking performance. I keep forgetting to do that lately. I need to be slapped in the face with a wet fish, I think. Diashi coming over the line now and going 7th fast as well. It's quite ironic actually, because I was saying of how proud I was at Ayrton. Goodness me, very much throwing caution to the wind there, as I thought that would have been a lap deletion there from Ayrton. But goodness me, so it's also gone cross country as well around there. So I'm not sure who that was. But what was I saying? But yeah, I thought I was doing really well with the old. I thought I was doing really well with the old turning the notifications off, but unfortunately recently I haven't been able to. So shocking stuff indeed. Then we got Ayrton then, who's just powering out of Young Cal then, and let's see what Ayrton can do then. Of course, Ayrton's also gone to soft tyres as well. Then across the line, Ayrton goes third fastest there, 2/10 of a second away from Adam in the last 3 Grand Prix in Japan and USA. Japan, USA, and the 2 of the last 3 Grand Prix. Ayrton's been he's been a different beast, hasn't he, Ayrton? I was really impressed with stuff indeed. Adam's retired from the session now. He is safe and sound in the garage. Don't worry about that, Adam fans there. Yeah, Ayrton's been an absolute different beast, hasn't he? In Japan, he probably could have and should have won it now. However, he did overtake the safety car, didn't he? Which was, to be honest, it's easily done then. When you're on your wits end there, driving a car at almost the limit and beyond there at the Japanese Grand Prix, one of the best racetracks in the world, with the first ever COBALT champion very much kicking at your heels and for basically 27 odd laps around that circuit. Of course, it's very difficult, isn't it, to make split decisions there. Unfortunately, Ayrton was a victim of that safety car. Of course, Emerson had the same issue as well in the French Grand Prix, I think it wasn't it? Possibly. Shadow's done a 51 in Young Callan before accelerating up the hill as well. But then, of course, in USA, then Ayrton did a great job and won that race, and that was the 2nd Grand Prix win of his career. So he's on pretty fine fettle at the moment, isn't he, there, Ayrton? I think that in terms of speed, he's on the best in terms of he's certainly in his prime at the moment today, and that's really good to see. And just now on board with Theo, and he is now into the middle part of the lap as well. Just going into the medium section of the lap as well. So just Theo then now into the mid section. Look at that, as he's under the shadow of the trees and here tonight. And now just going down into Magulio the dive, and before coming into Young Cal, and then now he's stamping on the loud pedal as well. Not so loud pedal these days, is it? For Theo, of course. But Theo then, he is the champion. He won it in the Mexican Grand Prix. The Ferrari driver did there, very much overjoyed with that. But hopefully we'll have a bit of a championship coronation here tonight. 6th fast mode. Theo is in the beautiful dark blue and black armor. I'm loving that helmet. Cracking stuff indeed there. RDW has not set a competitive time just yet. He hasn't set a time at all. Nor his Billet at the moment. Well, Billet has, but I think the Billet can go quicker than that. Then now just watching RDW going down into turn 1 then, and turn 2 the center S, and that's very greedy then, RDW, as he took too much curb, but that unsettled the car. Has he got enough fuel then? He needs to do very much a harvesting lap now, doesn't he? RDW does RDW does then, of course, so he needs to make sure that he doesn't use as no fuel at all. And just back with Swan Shanks as well, then before going up the hill, and going over the grid hatches as well. DRS then is available now. Then you have the beep in the driver's ear there, going over the line as well then for Swan Shanks, and he is 7th fast there. And look at how close him and his teammate are once again. Swan Shanks and Shadows cannot be separated in the championship nor on track as well then. Almost the complete teammates there are very reminiscent of the AlphaTauri drivers then, who won the Constructors' Championship in silver last night, didn't they? Of Dylan and young Tommy. However, I would say that no, it's not their finest performance in the AlphaTauri. I think that young Tommy only scored 2 points last night, whilst Dylan was out before he even completed 1 lap there. However, he did get I think there was a Slayer who came along now, unfortunately. On board Diashi once again, and both Haas drivers are out of qualifying at the moment now. Diashi struggling down in 11th position there, as he's now coming out of Young Cal. Then 2 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Diashi's gone purple in the 2nd intermediate split time. Theo is happy with his time there. Theo is currently on a 0.5 flat then. I'm not sure, to be honest, Theo, that's very dangerous, I think, then, because look at that then, we just proved that as well, because Diashi's improved into a 7.7 there. I think the champion Theo may have made a mistake here. I'm not sure though, do not quote me on that there, because I'm probably completely wrong here. But yes, I'm going to be a bit concerned if I was the Ferrari mechanics there, with Theo currently not in, well, he's in qualifying 3 at the moment there, but there's other drivers out there like Vintage and Irvine, and we've also got Lewis G and Joseph going quicker as well. So I think that Theo may be in big trouble here, the champion. Oh dear, that RDV then hacksawing away at the moment now, as now just dropping down then into Maguglia the dive, then before coming out of Young Cow as well. RDV is very much on the limit of the fuel here then, before powering back up the hill as well then. And let's see then what RDV can do then. RDV then coming to the line as well. He's used up all the yours out, and he's across the line, and RDV goes 13th fastest there for the Haas car. That's a good time indeed there for RDV then. But let's see if he's got anything more in the tank then. Hammer time coming across the line then as well. Starts up then, and Joseph goes second fast. That's a great time indeed there for Joseph. Really well done indeed. Bullets invalidated time, and here comes Lewis G. Only 11 fastest there for Lewis G. I was expecting to really propel himself up the order in the McLaren, but that's not been the case at all. Vintage is 2 thousandths of a second up then. We've got Irvine who's found 7 tenths of a second in the middle sector alone then. Theo might be okay here, as now coming over the line as well. Here comes Irvine. He is second fast as well in the Red Bull car. Irvine is challenging for the final promotion spot here in ALR for going up into Silver. That's the one, Silver. As they're just starting this up as well, then we got Lewis G. I wonder if Lewis G there might be just trying to find a bit of time. Then is RDW's car looking like a shopping trolley going through that corner. They're really struggling there to keep the car in the straight and out. Vintage across the line, and Theo is and Vintage there not improving now as he lost a bit of time there going up the hill. I wonder if he ran out of battery power potentially. We got RDW coming into the pit there, so he's going to be 14th on the grid there. Here's Billet then, who's found 4 tenths of a second. That is in the danger zone then of maybe getting. He's found 6 tenths of a second in the second split time as well before accelerating away and going up the hill then for Billet then, and he's now going to come over the grid hacks this one, and DRS then is right on the money there, and let's see what Billet can do. He's 14th fastest Billet is, and the checker flag has fallen in this qualifying session now. Lewis G is going for one more bite of the cherry. So is Shatters as well. I think Theo might just be safe here. And as Lewis G is currently down, and he is safe, I think, because Shatters invalidated his time now. And Shatters is unfortunately going to be 11th on the grid and out of qualifying now. Shatters is so can Lewis G squeeze into the top 10 and knock out the second AlphaTauri driver here tonight then? So Swanshanks is currently on the cusp going through 300 a second. Lewis G needs to find, doesn't he, in this one alone? Goodness me, it's going to be very much nip and tuck there as well. Lewis G 800 of a second down in the second split time. He just needs to find something there for Lewis G. He needs to will that car on, then he's almost out of deployment in the ERS deployment system then, and here comes Lewis G coming across the line, and he is willing that car on then for the McLaren over the line. Is it enough? It is not enough, and he found 8,000 a second and going up the hill, but it was not enough then here tonight then, and Lewis G is out of qualifying along with Vintage, along with Billet and RDW also out of qualifying as well. Billet found a lot of time there on that one, goodness me, but unfortunately he was over the line already, so that lap does not count, of course, as the checker flag has fallen, and yes, unfortunately he is out of qualifying. Ross G, how do I get back into the league then? Unfortunately, Ross G, I think it's going to be down to be a joint admin's decision, I think, and unfortunately there is some shenanigans that went on in the Italian Grand Prix, wasn't it? Unfortunately, just taking a just taking a look who's outside of qualifying 2 then. RAW down in 15th position there, Billet in 14th, Vintage 13th, Lewis G in 12th position, 11th position is Shadows. That is your 11th to 15th then. Everyone's on the soft tyres and going into qualifying 3 then. That means that the top 10 will be on old soft tyres. Interesting stuff indeed then. Serious Russian, Cameron's got mad pace this night. He is hungry for it. As Serious Russian was saying, I think that Theo is safe, and Theo would rather have been 11th there, but he is going to be, well, he's in the top 10 and he is going for pole position, and Shadows invalidated when he was on a 7-6. That would have been enough to get Shadows through, unfortunately, and that is such a shame indeed then. Oh, Lewis G ran out of battery on the final straight there, but he did find 8 thousandths of a second there. So if he had a bit more battery, he would have got through as well. Swanshanks Q3, OMG. Great stuff indeed there for Shadows. Good effort indeed, my good sir. And it's just as Theo's elsewhere is at Swanshanks then. Swanshanks is currently into qualifying 3 then, so looking very strong indeed then for the Alpha Tauri driver. Lovely. Ross G there is really rubbing it into his brother there. As a howler, Lewis. Goodness gracious me. Who is that coming out of the pits? Oh, it's D-Ash then. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Goodness me. I apologise profusely, D-Ashy there. I mean, who's out of the pit lane? It's D-Ashy, and here he comes in as he's like preparing to start out then for pole position then for the Brazilian Grand Prix. This is our third from last qualifying session in bronze, and I must say that qualifying 1 was absolutely supreme. Qualifying 2 was fantastic. Qualifying 3 out of this world, I reckon. Then in terms of pole positions this season, we have had Echo's out of pole position, we've had Theo's out of pole position as well. Umabro's on pole position last time out in the Mexican Grand Prix. Ayrton was on pole position 2 times before that. 2 times before that was Theo. So yes, and so Theo and Echo, Theo, Ayrton and Umabro, 3 drivers have been on pole position in the last 5 races, are in this qualifying session as well. Ayrton's been on pole position twice this season. Once for Umabro, we just heard about that, and we've had once for Dean Phelan, once for Lewis G as well, and 5 times for Jamie Enright, twice for Walter then. So Theo needs 2 more in the last couple of races then to get the most pole positions this season then. And now coming across the line then is D-Ashley. We're on board now with the Haas drive. Started off his season in the McLaren team, didn't he, D-Ashley did, so he had a bit of a swap in of positions there. Judgment saying Bashi Harry could start anywhere and get a result then. Diashi, I think that Diashi is one of those drivers then, when he's really on it there, he is a supreme driver, isn't he? He's very much, no one can touch Diashi when he really gets his teeth into a Grand Prix circuit, doesn't he? That not literally, of course. Thank goodness gracious me then. Otherwise, I'm not sure what otherwise he would be a trackable then, maybe. Oh gosh. Here comes Diashi then, who's in the middle part of the lap, so I got 8 drivers on a quick lap at the moment. Irvine is about to wind it up and let it go. Camera Racer's chilling out in the pits at the moment. Just as I say that, he comes out in the beautiful sunshine here in Interlagos. And, well, I must say then that we had a bit of rain in qualifying, didn't we? But apart from that, it's been beautiful days here in Interlagos. Isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. And I would have said then that I think I was speaking to some of the bronze drop. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute, because across the line comes Diashi. Is fast so far. 7.778 then to start us on our adventurous journey here in Brazil. Then Ayrton a 7.533 for Ayrton. Hammer time then. He's been the cream of the crop so far in COBALT. He is third fast at the moment. Field the champion then is second fast then on the front row with his championship compared to Ayrton this season. Adam is fastest at the moment by a tenth of a second. Magnificent. Swanshank sixth fastest there, who is very happy to get into qualifying 3. Really overjoyed at that result. Here's Umabro, pole position last time out in Mexico. We have just moved slightly south and in Umabro only 6th fast around. That lap's gone a bit south as well, unfortunately. Joseph across the line. He's down in 8th position there. So Joseph and Umabro, there's more time to come out of those machines, I think. Then Irvine out of Young Cal. Then DRS right on the money then for car 94, I think it was. And Irvine is 7th fast at the moment. And goodness gracious me, Adam is on pole position for the first time maybe in his ALR career so far. Brilliant stuff. Camera Racer, Steer Specialist said that it was really fast at the moment. He's doing a great job at that, Camera Racer. Remember in Austria, Camera Racer was absolutely fantastic in Austria, and that was a race which I think he could have and should have won, really, shouldn't he? But there's a bit of shenanigans at the top of the hill. Was it in turn 2 if you're an F1 car, turn 3 if you're in a MotoGP, on a MotoGP, not in a MotoGP motorcycle. COBALT, here comes the rain again. To be honest, silver gets the most of that rain, doesn't it? And COBALT, I think, is a close second as well. Doesn't seem that bronze or gold gets many of the rain-affected races. Of course, I think we have to blame Farf on that one, don't we? As we do like to blame Farf about everything, but of course, Farf won the. I think that's one of 4 fantastic admins there, along with Knowlesy, Gurman. Oh, Joseph! Joseph's not an admin, but Joseph's on pole position then for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Camera Racer is his second faster whilst I've been waffling away. I've missed the pole up potentially. And Joseph is faster by less than a 8,000th of a second. Good grief, gentlemen. Fantastic. Ayrton has unfortunately shortcut the corner somewhere. That is not going to fly, Ayrton. He has to come back into the pits there. Oh, goodness gracious me. Joseph on pole position then. Has Joseph ever been on pole position? I hear your ass in the comments in bronze. He has never been on pole position in the bronze Grand Prix before the famous number 27 here in Brazil tonight. And Joseph, can he do it then? Goodness me, he's certainly got the car, hasn't he? Underneath him tonight. Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. Then of course just quickly bigging up the admins, of course, then mainly because I'm running out of chocolate and I would love them to buy me celebrations then, hopefully sometime soon now. Yes, all the admins do a great job then. Of course, Farf doing a cracking job in gold, and cracking job for Norton and Silver, brilliant job in bronze for Liam, and also German doing a cracking job in a COBALT as well. All four of them done fantastic this season. Really impressed. So it's been a pleasure as well. As Camera Racer now into the garage then. It's my brown nose and has finished now, everyone, don't worry about that. Says I'm hoping that my celebrations, or maybe my quality street actually, my favourite quality street is red. I do love the red quality streets. That's why I do enjoy Christmas, just because I can eat those red quality streets. And they I think quality street also do like now the big boxes of certain colours, don't they, like the green triangles and stuff. I would absolutely love some red quality street. And if anyone's out there listening to me, I am begging and pleading now. Oh, Diashi might not be begging and pleading about anything because unfortunately he's invalidated his time. So Diashi's going to have to go around again here. Adam is out quite early on his second run here. So let's see what Adam can do then. Just quickly carrying on with the comments, and was Adam Gillard winds it up then and lets it go there. We got Serious Russian as Serious Russian saying, now win it, Bashi then. First lap run was on the old tyres from Q1 because I messed up my first Q2 lap there for Adam then. So he's looking very strong, Adam is tonight, isn't he? Absolutely incredible stuff. Alpine needs a good performance as well, don't they? And he comes across that as well, Adam does, and he's about to start his time run. And J-Dog is in the comments as well. Serious Russia is our doorman, really, isn't in the comments. Fantastic indeed that. Of course, Serious Mushroom, as he mentioned, I think, was it in gold? Maybe, or silver. I think Serious Mushroom, since he started racing the LR, I don't think he's ever missed a stream. Adam has invalidated his time now, so that's not good. So unfortunately, because he's had old tyres on in his first attempt now. Second attempt, he's got a bit wide. Then Diashi, we're on board with him now. He invalidated his first run. Then this is the beauty about on a short circuit. And look at that, the times are 67 seconds there for Joseph. So that is how short this run is there. So you can potentially have 3 runs if you sort your tyres out quickly enough and strategically enough. Going into turn 4 as well, and goodness me, I've given myself indigestion there. It's because for some reason, because I was trying to finish off my celebrations there before I can buy a new box tomorrow, and all I had left was bounty. I'm not a fan of the bounty, so and I don't mean the toilet paper. Of course, there's all kinds of things for the bounty, isn't there? Of course, there's chocolate bounty, there's toilet paper, and there's also, of course, bounty hunters as well. But they could, which is, of course, that's the first time I ever come across bounty hunters, Boba Fett. Diashi then, let's see what he can do then. He'll be hunting for that pole position here, coming out of Young Cow on the outside curb then as well. Powering up the hill then, and let's see what Diashi can do then. 3.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session now. Across the grid hatch as he comes. Pole position there for Diashi, magnificent, by just over 1/10 of a second there, and that was on his second run. Has he got enough time, Diashi, to come back in the pits there, throw on a new set of boots there and go for broke then? Goodness me, Diashi is the man to beat now in that Haas car, and that'll be his first pole position of the season for Diashi. He's been on pole position before in bronze. He was on pole position 3 times in his career. This will be his 4th one in his career. If he could do that tonight, then magnificent. Adam is a 10th of a second up in the second split time as well, getting very squirrely out of Young Cal then, and now then here he comes, and he is just got to win it to the line then as well. Then Diashi's coming, I'm sorry, and he's gone off the circuit. He is going to be furious at that, and he just drifted over the wrong part of the circuit there, and he is, I think that's frustration there, and he's gone off there. I think that we had a scary smash there in 1993, was it with Gerhard Berger and someone? He went over the back of someone quite scarily. Goodness me. And Adam then, I think, is going to be absolutely furious with himself there as well. So he must have took his eye off the ball there, wasn't he, when he was just powering on there to potentially a pole position or certainly a front row grid slot there. And he is going to be absolutely horrified with that. Unfortunately, it's a disaster from a sporting context as well. That Serious Russian, J-Dog asked, Serious Russian did yesterday. He said badly, Pat broke a wheel, wouldn't fire up. Then some J-Dog saying that sucks me. To be fair though, I think that Serious Mushroom had an absolutely ding-dong battle between himself and Reflexo, probably one of the battles of the season, I would say, and we enjoyed that on the stream as well. Here comes Swan Shanks. We're enjoying seeing him in qualifying 3, and he's also enjoying it as well. Purple final sector there from that Swan Shanks. He is doing an absolute stand-up job tonight, the Swan Shanks is, as he's done all season. Brilliant. We got Joseph starting this lap as well. Who is coming powering up the hill? It is you, my bros, on pole position last time around then, but I think that his time around here then he has not done too well. He is almost his battery usage is not looking too favourable for him either at the moment. So your mad bro is on the back foot here. What about Irvine? He's only found a 10th a second. Irvine is here in the on his run here. 1 minute to go in this qualifying session. 70 seconds to be precise here in Brazil. As Irvine coming over the line, then what can Irvine do? He goes 6 fast. That's on row 3 here. Has he got enough fuel in the car for Irvine to go for one more lap? Then Hammer time across the line. Hammer time goes 9 fast. Then oh goodness me, he's got all the 7s tonight. Then an 07777777. Who's that off then as Adam then trying to come back to the pit lane. We have got Camaro Race then who is now winding up for one more shot then. So what can Camaro do then? What about we've got Joseph Feder coming up the hill as well. Swan Shanks there, 8 seconds down. I think Swan Shanks is done, but he's been supreme as in his qualifying at 2 session then 3 I should say. Goodness me. Here comes Joseph. He was on pole position there before Diasha came along there, and Joseph's back on pole position. It's like a game of limbo out there. How low can you go? Joseph's gone quicker by 2,000ths of a second there between Diashi and Joseph. Magnificent. Theo is in third fastest. Look at this. It's a 7-3, 7-3, 7-3 there for the top 3 here in Brazil tonight. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And Adams out of qualifying here. Ayrton has lost 9/10 of a second there in the McLaren there. So not looking too good then. And here comes Diashi. He's got Ayrton in front of him then. Diashi's invalidated straight from the get-go. Irvine has finished his lap. He is in 8th position now then to start the Grand Prix tomorrow. Camera Racer. He's also invalidated as well. Goodness me, I think that this one might be just enough for Joseph to get his first pole position of his career in ALR Bronze, and Hammer Time's invalidated as well. I think they were just pushing slightly too hard on their final upset, but that is what qualifying is all about, isn't it? Theo's 1,000 of a second up in the first split time here, and now he comes down into Magulio, the dive, and Camera is in a superb 4th position. Now Theo is lost 2/10 of a second now. Has he got anything left there for the Ferrari to deploy? He is in 3rd in the Ferrari at the moment. Now Theo is there, of course. He has got 4 pole position, the 2nd highest this season. Theo abandons his time and comes back into the garage there. Ayrton's found time as well. Ayrton's found quite a decent amount of time in the McLaren. And Fair, you my bro in the pits, and he's going to be 7 fast here today. What about Ayrton there? Goodness me, then almost over the line then. Ayrton across the line. He is 4 fastest today then. Ayrton is there. But it's not enough for Joseph to be on pole position there for the first time in his ALR Bronze career. Joseph is there. That's exactly what the doctor ordered then as well for Joseph. And he is challenging Ayrton for second in the World Championship. And Joseph would love to get a second Grand Prix win in his career as well. Fantastic stuff indeed there for Joseph. He is on pole position then for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Absolutely magical stuff indeed there for Joseph. I absolutely love that. That was a cracking qualifying. Look at that, 2,000ths of a second separates the 2 on the front row of the grid. Then Diashi and Joseph, really good driving, really good drivers indeed. I absolutely enjoyed that. One of my favorite qualifying sessions as a whole. Look at the top 3, less than 10th of a second. Sorry, top 4, less than 10th of a second now between Joseph, Diashi, Theo, and Ayrton. 3 of those top 4 drivers are in top 3 in the championship as well for bronze. That's incredible, isn't it? Fantastic stuff indeed there. Liam saying, what a session, congratulations bronze, keep it up for the race as well. Kat saying, good luck to the drive as well. Adam saying it, I was a quarter of a second quicker as well in the last sector as well, unfortunately, but he invalidated his time, didn't he? Absolutely magical stuff indeed. Adam said, I threw it away on the straight, I am stupid there. Still mad pace, so Serious Russia was saying there, oh my goodness gracious me. I hope you're sitting comfortably because we're about to begin then the Grand Prix in Brazil here tonight. Interlagos, of course, said. Yes, then we got 3 more rounds to go in bronze. Said Theo, of course, right to the championship just over a week ago in the Mexican Grand Prix. It's very overcast out there. I wonder if there's a sprinkle of rain in the horizon in the air. That as Ted Kraus said then that the rain usually comes in around turn 1 of this circuit, and so we keep an eye out into turn 1 and seeing what we can do there. Ayrton then and Joseph battling for second. Well, then they are 2 points separating those two drivers, but Joseph getting pole position here tonight, and he wants to be promoted into silver for next season, doesn't he? Joseph does. Ayrton wants as well. Irvine in 5th position championship vintage. Qualifying's never been a strong point this season for vintage, but so has been his racecraft as well. Then, as we're now preparing to get ready for the race itself, 8:30 here tonight. Then, as I am now getting myself confident, let me get myself into my favourite position then, which is, of course, it looks like a sprinter. The driver's going to be sprinting off the start of the field, and I need to charge my phone. That's not good. Right, let's go for the grid, shall we? Because, of course, you don't want to hear about my my little domestic problems over here. So then we got soft tyres for the top 10. We knew that because, of course, they all picked their tyres from qualifying too, and it's a dry session, so that's exactly what they got to stick with. Shatters in 11th position on the medium tyres. Lewis G is in 12th on the soft tyres. Lewis G, 30th position is vintage on the medium. 14th position is Billet. We got Artie Wee, only driver on the hard compound tyres, and 15th. Diego 16th on the medium tyres. Roscoe 17th on soft fare. Gunnar 18th on the soft tyres. Alibi 19th on medium. Echo in 20th on soft fare. A lot of drivers there are thinking about the soft tyres, and here we go then. Is that Liam thinks I'm in the wheelbarrow position now. Not quite then. Is unfortunately I ain't got the strong forearms these days to lift up a wheelbarrow. That's why I'm in IT mainly because I've never done an honest day's work then. Of course, I was no disrespect to any of our IT professions or anyone like that. It's just that I'm quite a lazy IT guy. We're just watching Joseph. Oh gosh, I got to go for the grid. Goodness me, stop distracting me, ladies and gentlemen. Right then, we got Joseph pole position for the first time in his career. Fantastic. Diashi alongside on row 1 with Theo and Ayrton on row 2. That is a fantastic qualifying. Bronze qualifying this season, second to none. Magical. Camera Racer in 5th position. Adam in 6th said he was looking good then, but he made a mistake at this corner here. It's not even a corner, I don't think. Bro 7th fed a bit further down then. Irvine in 8th position as well. Them two know each other from COBALT last season. Swanshanks brilliant in 9th position. Hammer Time, the COBALT championship leader in 10th fed. Shatters in 11th fed. Lewis G 12th. Vintage in 13th fed. 14th is Billet then. Long way back then, Billet. I think he's doing Lewis Hamilton tactic here. 50th position is Artie Weed and Diego in 16th and Roscoe is 17th, Gunnar 18th, 19th is Alibi, and 20th is Echo. Thank goodness that Billet there has taken a leisurely formation lap because I was a bit behind there. And now then we're getting ready to get going. And look at that then. Half the grid is pointed down. Half the grid is pointed up as well. And when the red lights come on, there are the red lights. And we have 4 lights. We have 5 lights as a pause. And we are racing, and Diaz on the pole inside. Terrible start for the Haas driver. Ayrton is already up in the second position. Ayrton's gone for the lead. Ayrton's gone from 4th to 1st in like a couple of meters. Magnificent stuff indeed. Ayrton leads the Brazilian Grand Prix. Yellow flag. AlphaTauri Swanshanks has dropped down the order. It's magical qualifying sessions come to nothing as they start to drag down into turn 4 here. And Theo is having a look there. Ayrton leads the Grand Prix then. And there's also Mercedes having a look as well. And coming down the order. That's the Mercedes off you, man, bro. He's been pinched there. And he's done his best for Sebastian Vettel impression there. Irvine is now right behind Hammer Time as well as read up 4 positions there. Echo up 9 positions there. Echo doing a great. He was thinking about that track looked wet going up there, didn't it? Which surprised me. Adam dropping down 11 positions there. Mad Bro down 11 positions. Swanshanks 10. Artie Wee on the hard tyres down 5 positions as well. That's not looked too good there for Artie Wee and the drivers at the back of the field. Unfortunately, Ayrton leads this race, but Joseph is all over the back of the McLaren like a rash at the moment there. And he is going to have the slipstream. No DRS yet, and lap 1 is is just about to be completed there, and Joseph is really putting the pressure on as well. Diaz has gone from second to fourth. Joseph lost the lead. That Ayrton had the supreme start there, didn't he? Wow, incredible stuff indeed there. And then now then coming across the line then, and look, Joseph takes the lead then, just going over. He's got supreme straight line speed there. I'm wondering if Ayrton may have more of a setup, a keen to the midfield then here then tonight. But Ayrton's coming back at him straight from the get-go. Ayrton's having another then 5 second for speed in the pit lane then, and now we're going down into turn 4 here. Ayrton's on the outside there, and he's carrying on the outside as well, and he's going to be squeezed off there, and Joseph giving him his rival just about enough respect there. Well, more than enough respect. Fantastic. Ayrton's down a look there. This is great racing then from the opening stages here. That Adam, the only driver I think that came in the pits in the opening lap here, back on board with Ayrton. Echo's now in the top 10. He's just got past Billet, who also had a great start as well. As we've got Roscoe getting past Billet. Billet dropping down at the moment. Down in 12th position. Billet is Echo making up 10 positions there off the start line as well. Coming down into the dive. Joseph leads Ayrton second position. Yellow flag then. What's happening here? Oh man, Artie Wee's got a 10-second penalty for I'm not sure what happened there to Artie Wee then. We got Billet facing the wrong way as well. Ayrton's lost half a second somewhere. We've got Irvine coming up the hill as well. Billet's spun around again, unfortunately. On board now with Irvine then going over the grid hatches as well. And Irvine now trying to keep up with Hamilton, and the DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap then. And this is where it's going to get very interesting indeed. Then now is where the DRS has now been enabled then in this race as well. But Theo, who of course would love to celebrate his championship with a Grand Prix win then. Of course, whatever happens tonight or whatever happens in the rest of the season, then Theo is the world champion of ALR Bronze. He's done a superb season indeed. Then has the Ayrton really attacking those outside curves there. Of course, one of Ayrton's downfalls in the Mexican Grand Prix was the penalty as well. That looks wet going up there, doesn't it? It's not just me, is it? Vintage has just dropped behind Diego. Now he's the meat in the Mercedes sandwich there. Vintage down in 15th position. Now Vintage in 4th in the World Championship at the moment. Echo right behind Shadows there. Echo using those soft tires to absolute superb use there. On board of Verfon, who's right underneath the gearbox, and his Vintage has just lost out now. Billet is in the pits, so Billet has had a bit of a nightmare start to this Brazilian Grand Prix. Very keen to his Mexican Grand Prix experience as well. Unfortunately, we have got Camera Racer, who is now quite close to the back. Then Camera Racer very much in qualifying, looked on song as well. I think he did make a mistake on his qualifying lap, didn't he? Otherwise, I think he would have been a bit further up. Then DRS is now enabled there, but no one is jumped up anywhere yet. Then we just got Shatters has dropped down behind Echo. Shatters is the highest driver on the medium tires. Uman Bros just got past his teammate as well. Gunnar up into a very solid 13th position as well. Shatters is coming back at Echo. Then Echo might have to yield this performance. Then yellow flag. Then Vintage is off the circle into the center. Echo runs Shatters out wide, and Roscoe's having a superb start to this Grand Prix as well. All over the back of the AlphaTauri driver. And what is going on in the background here is Gunnar and Alibi. Gunnar having a 12th position there. Alibi dropping down to 13th then. Gunnar using the soft tires to his advantage absolutely supremely well then. Lovely jubbly indeed then. And as we said, a Red Bull out front nose cone. He hasn't got that wing there. The Red Bull of Vintage hasn't it. So he's going to have to be touring back into the garage there. Ayrton is not leading it. Oh, Ayrton's gone wide though. Ayrton's gone wide, and he may be very vulnerable now to the Ferrari. Look, the Ferrari is gaining on him hand over fist now, the McLaren driver. Ayrton going too wide at Young Cow, unfortunately. Now then Ayrton, who is harvested as well. But what I was saying about Ayrton may have a setup akin to the midsection there with more higher downforce setup. Well, that's not the case at all, is it? There going down turn 1 there. Very impressive straight line speed there for all the top 3 out there. Wow, as now got Alibi going past Gunnar and Moon up in the 13th position there. Swanshank's getting back past Diego and Moon up in the 15th position. Swanshanks is there in the AlphaTauri car. Now then, I think he's a bit too far. Well, I say he's a bit too far back, but he's had an absolutely supreme run there out of turn 3. Fantastic. He's got a 3-second penalty. Vintage has made it back into the pit lane now. Then Billet looks like he's Billet there. I thought he was a ghost there, but nope, he's still in the race about now. It's very heavy going, and it's when you do have when you get lapped so early on in this Grand Prix. Sirius Rusher, has Roscoe been here as long as Sirius Rusher? I think Roscoe has, because I'm sure he was a part of ALR in season 3, the season just before Silver, but he hasn't been in many races as I don't think Sirius Rusher now, as we've got yellow flag set. It's one of the Haas cars of RDB has had some issues just watching the Red Bull now. Hammer Time pulling away here. And who's that in front of us? That's Diash. Thank goodness gracious me. And look at this, that is going over the line as well. And going down into turn one. And Bullet coming back into the pits. Swan Shanks has got past you as well. Bullet out of the race then. Of course, remember that one of the rules in ALR is, of course, you do not want to retire and pit and quit in these sessions there. Otherwise, you will get a minus at point. And it's right. Lovely shot here from the diffuser of Hammer Time. Oh my god, gosh, I love that. But Irvine cannot get past the moment, so Irvine's not going to be loving it too much, is he? But Irvine now has got a championship to it's got to fight then to get promotion into silver for next season. Irvine has yes, he has got a lot on the line here tonight. Irvine has Hammer Time then. I think he's just testing his mettle in ALR bronze tonight. He's doing a superb job indeed. He was my first teammate in the Williams, I think. Then Serious Rusher was saying then. Yes, I think he was. That's a very good memory, Serious Rusher. Fantastic. I got the point of memory. I'm going to have to get my old scrapbook. I think yellow flag in sector 2 as Billet's car is grinding to a halt now. Joseph is not pulling away, is he, from Ayrton at the moment? Ayrton still half a second back with Theo in third position. Yashi is full far. Yashi is looking quite interested in the back of Theo, but he's not close enough, I don't think. Irvine may have a better chance of getting past Hammer Time, but no, he hasn't then, as they're all in a DRS train at the moment, aren't they? And this is going to be very this is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? Going down for the remainder of the race as well with the DRS train, and no one could escape then, can they, at the moment now? And Ayrton there all over the back once again, and he's really pushing honestly there from Joseph. Ayrton there and very much keeping Joseph on his side. Roscoe has got past Shadows then, but Shadows back on the inside then in turn 4. Roscoe's on the outside here. We had a humongous crash with Gunnar here in season 1 or 2 then. I remember it quite well in the highlights there as Gunnar did a beautiful high jump around there, but unfortunately Formula 1 cars are not designed to do high jumps. Irvine there right on the back of Hammer Time. Hammer Time has got a lot to is very much under the pressure of the COBALT Championship, and here tonight then he is very much under the pressure of Irvine as well. And Irvine, a former COBALT driver in his own right, there finishing second in the World Championship last season there. Irvine did there and hit that is in his reward being in the field for bronze, and then he is fourth in the championship. Nope, he's fifth in the championship. Here's Ayrton now, look at the top 2. Oh, goodness me, Ayrton having a look there, going into turn 1 then, not quite an RDW has got a 3-second penalty for his troubles then. Look at these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in the same shot then. You Mad Bros got past the Alibi and moved over to 12th position there. Great stuff indeed, but great Scott. Here comes Ayrton then on the outside of Joseph. He's done it, he takes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix on the outside into turn 4. Ayrton leads the Brazilian Grand Prix. Wow, an incredible overtake indeed there for Ayrton. Incredible stuff from Joseph as well. Irvine's still on the gearbox of Hammer Time at the moment now. Look at those top 5 cars then. This is getting very good indeed. I'm loving this, and bronze has been so close all the way around the it's been great. It's been very close and for the majority of the season. That's why the points are so low in bronze, and why the points are so close in bronze as well. Any drive, it's like Formula E in a way then, and we're very much if you're good on one, if a driver's good on one circuit, they're going to have a cracking event then. And of course here tonight then the likes of Joseph on a great race indeed then. Same with Camera Racer, absolutely great stuff then. And here comes Irvine again then. Joseph is all over the back of Ayrton then. He's on the outside. Ayrton now, he needs to, but Ayrton's giving him a beautiful room there, but Joseph does not want to take it, and now Theo might want to take it as well. Hammer Time, the first driver into the top 10, and what's he got? He's got a 3-second penalty. Joseph at the inside takes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix, and he is now away. Theo is having a look as well. What incredible Dyson this is, and Roscoe has got past Shadows as well. This is a great race with Shadows is back through, goodness me. And now, Irvine's slowing. Irvine has got problems out of the Red Bull. Oh no, this is major problems for the Red Bull team in the constructors, and Irvine's chances in the drivers as well. Camera as Gunnar's just dropped back now into 15th position as well. Back at the front then, it's a cracking race at the moment. Joseph is now leading the race with Verison in second position now. Third position at the moment is Theo. Fourth at the moment is Camera Racer. Fifth position is Camera Racer's fifth, I should say, then, as I am going completely off topic here, and then now back with Lewis Sheed, and now Ayrton's teammate Lewis Sheed is now starting to really, oh goodness me, he's flying out there at the moment. Oh gosh there, oh goodness me, that is getting very hair and scarier. Joseph has lost the lead again then, because Irvine is no, Ayrton's up the inside then, as Hammer trying to defend as best he can then. Irvine's in the pits, and so Irvine has come into the pits, and it's It's a nose cone change for the Red Bull team. My goodness me. Going back down to turn 4 as well. Look at the heat coming out of this diffuser. Lewis G is now at the inside. He passes Hammer Time, then he is through. Or is he? Hammer Time's going for it then. Oh, contact there. Contact then. Goodness me. And now the two Williamses there are under attack then from... no, the McLaren's under attack from the two Williams there as well. As Hammer Time did a lovely drift there out of turn 7 as well. What an incredible race this has been. But that battle with Hammer Time and Lewis G is now they've dropped out the DRS zone at the moment. Seriously, I'm saying I'd rather do a 2-stop here. Don't touch the hard say rubbish set. As J-Dog said that he made a mistake here as well. He made that mistake last season. Yeah, so Hammer Time, Solaris Mushroom has recommended a 2-stop strategy that, or maybe if someone can eke those soft tires out long enough, they can go to a 1-stop now, can't they? Coming across the line once again, Joseph is once again coming back out of Hammer Time then, who's in the pits, and Guna's got a 3-second penalty for his troubles at the moment now, unfortunately for Guna. Here comes Hammer Time into the pits then, as the top 4 drivers are getting very close indeed then, almost as close as Diashi's off the circuit. Oh no, and Diashi is off the circuit there, and oh goodness me, what happened there? And Diashi dropping down the order then, as he has just got to make sure he's on the circuit as cleanly as possible, and that is clean enough I think in my book. And he's up into Roscoe getting passed over. Roscoe's gone wide there. Goodness me. Hammer Time coming out of the pits. Well, very close to that wall there, Hammer Time. Well, Swanshank's also in the pits as well. Back at the front then, Ayrton, Joseph, Theo, Camera Racer. That is the top 4 in this Grand Prix at the moment. They're absolutely good stuff indeed then. And now then, Ayrton on board them, the McLaren driver, and he is the lead of the Grand Prix. Swanshanks coming out of the pits as well. He's behind Irvine. At the moment, Swanshanks is there. He's on the medium compound tires. His teammate Shatter start on the medium tires as we blast up the hill in Brazil as well. And as we go over the crest of the hill as well. And look at this, that is Ayrton has got quite a nice gap here actually. There, goodness me, he can get his old get his deck chair out there. However, Joseph who will be quicker though. Sorry, will be closer into the so Diashi in the pits, and so I wonder if I hope Diashi hasn't got any damage. I'm feeling that might be a strategy call here. Down into turn 4 once again. Look at these top 6 drivers here. Echo in 6th position as well, coming from the back of the field up into mega 6th position as well. Then Ross saying that Lewis flying as well from 12th to 5th. Indeed, then Lewis G coming out of the DRS range as his Camera Racers at the moment, but they are still very much in striking distance of the top 3 there. We still got pit drama because Roscoe's in the pits as well. Diashi going on to the medium compound tires there. Lewis is flying. I was about to say that as well. Indeed, then so we got some great drives up and down the field. Diego also in 10th position as well. Hammer Time, Adam, Guna and Ardewi have all got penalties thus far in this race. Then Harrison there coming out of Yun Cao. He needs a good run out of Yun Cao here. Then Roscoe's got a penalty then for his troubles as well. The top 6 is Ayrton, Joseph, Theo, Camaro, Lewis G and Echo. My goodness me, they're all Lionel Sir. Then who's going to blink first? Who's going to come in the pits and going for the undercut there? Even though the undercut is quite powerful around here, and Joseph is having a look there. Ayrton there's even in the space then, and Joseph was not going to take that space, was he? Goodness me. Back on board now with Joseph once again. Joseph, of course, got him in position and going down into the centre. Now he's going to get the overtake done down into turn 4. He has done it, and away goes yellow flag then as the other Aston. Oh, it's Joseph has had a squirrel there, but of course it's so narrow this part of the circuit. Ayrton is not going to be able to get through and take advantage, is he? And of course the tower is blocking the way, but there's Theo in the background as well. It's ridiculously close to top 3, like in the championship as well, albeit that they're not as close we would like him to be in the championship. Diego and Hammer Time are, oh goodness me, Hammer Time on the outside then, he's on the hard tires. Hammer Time is Swanshanks is got a 3-second penalty. Diego down into 11th position now. Hammer Time moving up into 10th, and he's back in the points there because some of these Gunners in the pits there. He's only done one lap on the medium tires, so Gunnar has had a couple of issues going on there, and now that all the top 6 then, Echo and Lewis D has joined the party as well. This is great driving indeed then, so the top 6 cannot get away. Joseph has had enough, he is in the pits then, and now Theo and Ayrton have stayed on, and so Joseph and Camera are both in the pits here. Echo has stayed out, Lewis has stayed out, well, so has Theo and Ayrton as well. This is going to get very interesting indeed here now, isn't it? What are they going to be doing then? Well, this is This is a tense race, and I'm loving it indeed. That now Theo and Ayrton have got a second and a half over Lewis G at the moment. Now Lewis G, I'm not sure if he's had. Ayrton's got a 3-second penalty. Goodness me! And Eriko's got a 3-second penalty as well. Roscoe's got the fastest up. My goodness me! The notifications go wild then at the moment. Irvine would have liked that straight to be a bit longer. However, that's not the case. Where's Joseph coming out in? The yellow flag in sector 2 is Gunnar's got off the circuit, and he's had a 10-second penalty somehow. I don't think that was probably justified. Joseph is in 10th position now. He is behind Hammer Time here. Joseph is on the hard tyres now. So let's see what this does then for Joseph. And we heard Sirius Merchant say he doesn't want to go into the hard compound tyres. Hammer Time and Joseph and both are on the hard tyres. Interesting stuff here in this Grand Prix. What I do love about ALR as well, then we have. Oh no! I've knocked my headset off. Oh gosh! Excuse me, technical. There we go. What I do love about ALR into the pits comes Echo then. Echo just going to the pits after getting a free second. But Gunnar is off the circuit, and that might be a safety car. It is a safety car. It's where Fernando Alonso crashed as well. I think Grosjean crashed up here, didn't they? As well on the formation lap. So what is this going to do? It's a full safety car, and Roscoe is coming directly into the pits. Hammer Time in the pits as well. Joseph has stayed out on those hard tyres then. Camera Racer is just gone to those hard tyres as well. I wonder if Echo might be the driver that may benefit from this. And where is Echo going to come out? Echo's going to be out in front of Joseph because of that safety car. Echo has got out in front then of Joseph as well. And it's the safety car almost took out Camera Racer. I knew the Berman was a sly old fox there. Goodness me. As now that safety car can be quite a brutal can be quite brutal indeed then. Diego coming on the pits, he's on the soft tyres, and RDW coming in the pits as well, as is Vintage as well. This is a golden opportunity then for those two drivers then to come into the pits then and throw on a new set of boots then, and they shouldn't get lapped then, should they? Then here comes Ayrton then, Ayrton, Theo and Lewis G. What tyres are they going to go on then? As we've heard already then, as we've got Sirius Rusher who's not a fan of those hard tyres, and look, Lewis G then is trying to slow as much as possible. We have so it's now then we've got Shadows coming into the pits where Gunnar has left the session then. I got very confused then because I wasn't sure where Echo went, but of course Echo pitted the last lap then. As the McLaren mechanics then they're still getting in position. Hopefully Lewis G ain't going to lose too much time here, and the McLaren he's being held up, or is he? Hopefully not. Shadows in the pits and on the soft tyres as well. I think he'll need to come back in the pits. Theo is on the hard here. Ayrton is on the medium compound tyres, and it comes out of the pits then. Where is Echo? Echo's coming out now. Look, Echo is propelled himself up in the second position here. Echo is gone from last on to the grid up into second now. Echo has incredible stuff indeed. That Adam is saying thank goodness for that. He's happy that the safety car came out. Lewis G has dropped down to 6th position, and so didn't get the road degree there. Lewis G didn't, unfortunately. Shadows in 7th position. Diashi up to 8th for Irvine 9th, and Umad Pro on the hard tyres in 10th position now. Alibi in 11th position. Hammer Time in 12th position on the medium tyres. Swan Shanks, Roscoe, Diego, Adam, Ardewi and Vintage, and that is the top 18 at the moment, isn't it? On the training side, then Billet of the Grand Prix. Gunnar also crashed heavily as well. Then Ayrton and Echo both got penalties at the moment. Theo and Camero and Joseph have not though. However, Echo and Theo have gone to the hard tyres, and Joseph has as well. Lewis G, Ayrton and Camero are on the medium tyres then. And we got 20 laps to go around here. Remember what happened last night though? Gordo has shown us that he can do 32 laps. Gurman done 28 laps around here on Sunday. So yes, and I think the medium tyres can definitely go to the end then. But however, it's quite a hot day here tonight, like it was last night there. And Gordo really had to babysit those tyres there. Really had to babysit those tyres towards the end there. Gordo did there, as the medium tyres did lose a lot of performance in that Ferrari, but fair play to him to get him to the end there from after 32 laps is pretty impressive indeed. Ayrton there leads this race at the moment. Flewis gets a podium. Gallagher another shot at the lead then. Goodness me. So I was now into the pits. There comes Diego then. Soft tyres then for Diego. I feel that this is a strategical call here because he's got a new set of soft tyres as well than Diego has then. So he is going to be quite quick here in this stage. And Adam now moves up into 15th position. So safety car hopefully be in then. And when it does come in then, we'll be at half distance then here in the Brazilian Grand Prix. Then look at how who's that off the circle in front of us? I'm not sure who that was that went off the circle. Look at Mercedes from here. It might have been Umad Pro. We're on board with Roscoe here. Look at Because drawing in the safety car, but look how confusing it can get. It can get the safety car here, and of course, because you're also trying to warm up those tires as well, aren't you? You do not want to go into turn one. The center S on a cold tires, do you? Because you will not stop. Then the brakes need cooling up as well. You have to be the fastest race engineer, the fastest heat engineers at this stage now, don't you? You've got to keep the engine cool, but you've got to get those tires and brakes up to temperature, don't you? In race trim, ready to get sorted. Then. Vintage just gaining as well. Here's RDW also on the medium tire as well. Going to the end of the race, RDW is let's see what he can do then. So just taking a look at the penalty situation, Ayrton and Echo got 3 seconds of penalties. Hammer Time and Swanshanks and Roscoe got 3 seconds of penalties, along with Diego, and RDW has got 19 seconds worth of penalties there, but I think that he had 10 seconds, didn't he, for some reason. I think he had done a bit of cross country, didn't he? Serious Russian reckons that if we're going to get if Cameron gets podium, we're going to be partying at my house again. Then, of course, I got plenty of room at the moment. Then, so yes, bring on the party. But you have to bring your own, jelly and ice cream and all that kind of stuff because yes, I don't have any at the moment. However, mine, I do like the red jelly. As apparently there's some other coloured jelly as well, which I've never used, so I thought it was just red jelly, but there we go. As we're just watching Artie Wee going across the line there, so he caught to the back of the crocodile. Saves car's not in at the end of 17, so we'll be at the end of lap 18 then. I bet my bottom dollar on that then, well I hope so. Otherwise you've got another lap then of me talking absolute nonsense behind the safety car, lap 18 then. So I would like to know who is feeling the best so far in this race then. Ayrton on medium tyres then. Was Echo Master and Echo Meister and Theo on the hard tires, and Joseph is as well. We've heard in the comments that some drivers do not like the old hard tires, so that they prefer the medium tires as well. However, the medium tires, will they be able to get to the end competitively? We know they can get to the end now in terms of the tire integrity, that's no problem at all, but will they get to the end in terms of competitive nature, in terms of the competitiveness? And that is what is going to be on my mind going into the end of this Grand Prix. Let's find out, shall we? Ayrton will not need to work as hard to warm up those medium tires either then. And Shatters will probably Shatters and and Alibi and Diego are going to be quite quick on those soft tires then, so they're going to be quite quick indeed then. So how is Ayrton going to play this safety car restart then? On board now, Ayrton, a two-time Grand Prix winner then. And when is he going to go then? So he's not going just yet then, Ayrton, isn't there? So when is he going to drop the hammer in the McLaren car then? Echo in the Williams Mercedes, and we also got Theo going as well. We've got Diaz, we've got Alibi there, who's got a 5-second penalty for a collision there. Ayrton is gone then. Ayrton's had a good restart, and look, here's Theo, and he's on the outside of Echo, and then look, we got more shenanigans there, as all kinds going on in the back there, as now we got down into turn, and then Theo somehow repelled the attack, and Shadow's trying to get past one, but Hammer Time then, who was Hammer Time, and I think it was Alibi who somehow came to blows, unfortunately, just coming just to finish the restart here. Shatters using those soft tires to his advantage here on the outside. Lewis G, that is going to be on the inside here, but look, Shatters has the softer tire and he's on the outside. Great racing from both here, and Shatters is up into 6th position there, or is he? Lewis G then trying to hang on the outside. He's spun the car almost. Good save, great save indeed there. Goodness me, it's like we got a Neuer in the car. Joseph has got penalties. He's also under the cosh majorly because Shatters is up in the 5th. He's been supreme on this safety car restart. Shatters up in the 5th. Good stuff indeed. Ayrton is bolted off, and he's almost got a 2-second advantage over Echo already on the opening stage head. So it's a medium tires the way to go then. As Serious Rush has just informed me, other jellies are available. Young Cal then, and 2.5 seconds on this opening lap then for Ayrton. He's almost got rid of that 3-second deficit that he had then because of that. Because he ran wide at turn 4. Here comes Shatters now on the trying to have a look there on the outside. Oh goodness me, that contact then onto the back of Camera Racer. We didn't see any debris come off the wings there, but these wings are so quite so finely built, aren't they? And look then, so Ayrton's, look, he's gone. He is gone completely. We got Artie Wee off in the background there, the center S there. Artie Wee dropped down the order. Hammer Time's got past the you mad bro, of course, the current COBALT championship leader against the COBALT champion. My goodness me, I love it. Irvine there has battled his way back up into 9th position in the Red Bull. Irvine has got older tyres in some of the drivers around him. Now Diashi's been on those medium tyres for 7 laps according to the tower. We got Hammer Thomas only 4 laps as well, just behind him then. And so Echo then, who cannot keep pace at the moment. Now Camera Racer, who's on the medium tyres at the moment, would like to get past these two hard-shotted cars here. Otherwise, Ayrton might be up and gone at the moment. He has up and gone. Alibi must have hit the back of Hammer Time. He pitted then. I think he did, didn't he? Because he also got a 5-second penalty, didn't he? DRS has now been enabled. At the end of this lap, then we're going to get DRS then, and this may help Camera Racer as well. Then is that Lewis G has got past Joseph, and Joseph is dropping down the order now, and those hard tyres are not working out too much at the moment there. But this is very early stages for the hard runners there, and they might just have to. They're going to have to stick with it for the minute. Then Irvine all over the back of Diash as well, and looking and in turn, Hammer Time's all over the back of Irvine as well, going down into turn 4 here. Nothing quite. Oh, Hammer Time, they're trying to go up and under here, but not quite. And this Hammer Time is having an almighty scrap here to try and get back through the field. 5 laps set on the medium tyres at the moment. So he's just guessing, of course. I think the Surf Mushroom has hit the mushroom on the head there. I think that's very much what happened, because we did see a 5-second penalty, didn't we? Ayrton's now getting another second on this lap alone then, or on the last lap in a bit then. Good grief, Ayrton very much has upped and gone in this race, hasn't he there? Of course, the penalty situation there is not as crucial as it is in Mexico, is it there? So I think that you could be, I think that penalties is very easy to get in Mexico. It's quite easy to get here as well then, but so concentration is very much needs to be at the utmost here then. Field's trying to get past there. He's done the old switcheroo. He's got past. Field's now up into 2nd position here. The Ferrari cuts across the Williams, and now is now up in his 2nd position there. And Echo there, on a squirrel there, and that is going to really entice Camera Racer. That Camera Racer's had a pretty appalling run out of the centre S as well, and that is really allowed Shatters to get alongside him, and now through. Hammer Time is in major trouble there, and now then is Shatters has got past Camera Racer. What was going on in the background, I don't know, but I don't think any positions were changed, were they? Adam has also got past as well. Swan Shanks is dropping down the order, and he's limping. Swan Shanks is in the AlphaTauri. Not sure what's going on with Swan Shanks there, but that's not good for the AlphaTauri team at all, is it? Field's now up into 2nd position then. Ayrton 4 seconds away from Field on there. Echo is now the cork in the bottle then, because you've got Shatters now right underneath Echo then. There's 2 steps of compound difference here between Shatters and Echo then. Theo and putting a squirrel on in the middle of Magello? No. Yunkao. No, it's New Cow Tours. It's coming through the dive. That's what I was trying to say. So now Echo, who is going to defend the inside there. He is going to defend the inside there. He's almost also harvesting as well then, but Shatters on the inside. He's doing supremely well tonight, Shatters. It's the driver of his life. It's almost like he's driving a Peugeot. If anyone gets that reference, then you're definitely grew up in the 90s and maybe early 2000s. Ayrton leads with Theo in 2nd there, but Theo's next target is going to be, Shatters' next target is actually Theo at this stage of proceedings. A very great race, a very good racing indeed then here in Bronzemona. Hammer Time is all over the back of, it's Umad Bro's got a squirrel on us. He's on the hard tires. The hard tires is not working then, I think, for some of the drivers out there, as they are just sinking down the order. Umad Bro, another driver that is sinking down the order here tonight then, as I think the tire choice then has been crucial here, hasn't it? And goodness me then, in the hard tires have really not worked at all. I don't think they worked in silver last night, did they? This is not good at all. As Ross definitely got my reference out. The Peugeot 207 for the win. Theo, who's still losing time to Ayrton at the moment there. Swan Shanks has got a 3-second penalty. We're on board with his teammate Shatters at the moment there. Shatters driving supremely well, and he's all over the back of the Ferrari red. And Theo cannot defend the undefendable. I don't think that he can't. Look at that then. Shatters is just drove in past him now. My English is appalling there. And here comes Lewis G up the inside then of Camera Racer. Not quite, and Lewis G is quicker than Camera at this stage of proceedings. He has got 2 lap younger tires than Camera Racer, and everyone's got a 3-second penalty as well then. Penalties are starting to really rack up in this race now. Here comes Lewis G. He's going to come back up and down into turn 4. Not quite then. Diash also defending fresh air there, and because he defended fresh air, he may have lost this position. Oh, contact there. Diash has been hit off there by Irvine, and I think it was very much a very rude love tap there, and Diash there, who's still in the race there, but he's lost abundance amount of time. Then it's Irvine getting a brutal love tap there going through turn 5 as well. Artie Wee has got a penalty there, I think now, and Diashi is drop down the order as well, unfortunately, as both Haas cars now 16th and 17th. On board of Hammer Time then, he is in 9th position about now, but he does have a tyre advantage at the moment. So Shatters has made his way up into 2nd position, and the question is where those soft tyres are going to get to the end from there. I think the Shatters there may have to start to look after his tyres in the not too far future here. And here comes Roscoe, and you mad bro going wheel to wheel going up the hill then as well then. And I think that's an important move for Roscoe there, because he was now losing sight of the drivers in front of him. Free of breath going down into the centre. Oh my goodness me, we got Mercedes, and if Roscoe has really lost that quite badly there, because he's now behind both Mercedes there when he wanted to be in front of both of them by the end of the centre S there, and down into turn number 4 as well. Roscoe's having a look on the outside. Umabro defending there, and Umabro is oh my goodness me, Hammer Time is over the wall almost. Oh gosh, goodness me, he must surely have damaged the rear part of the car there. Hammer Time there, oh goodness me, I'm sure that he would have definitely have damaged that car, because that would have been some velocity as well. Just in the pits there. Also RDW is in the pits as well. Goodness me, that was a horrific incident there for Hammer Time, and I'm surprised he didn't go over the wall. Indeed, and he's now crawling, and he's got no wing at all, has he? There, so that's a shame indeed then for Hammer Time. He's having a good race on his debut tonight for bronze there. However, tonight there, he might come home with nothing, unfortunately, which is a shame really, because he's done a good job for the Williams team tonight. Lewis G on the look down to the centre S, just cannot get past him now, and now Theo is the cork in the bottle here. Umabro's got past his teammate and back into the points. Then Umabro's, he's not giving this up without a fight, is he? But I think we've got a lot of fighting going on there for the 3rd, 4th and 5th position. And Echo's having a look on the inside there. Theo is struggling for pace here now, and here comes Camera Racer also right underneath the gearbox of Echo going up the hill. And just on board then with Camera, of course. Remember, penalties are going to be crucial as well. Theo's not got any penalties at all, nor Shatters either. Into the pits comes Hammer Time. I'd be surprised if that car is still going there for Hammer Time. Then the way he went to the back of that, into those barriers there, is quite horrific to say the least. Then, but he's coming out of the pits there and still giving it a good old fist of things. And it's a good 17th for Hammer Time. Yeah, that car may handle a shopping trolley at a Tesco's, but everyone helps. That's the champion. That's Theo. Theo is off the circuit there. Oh, goodness me. And Theo is dropped down the order. And, oh, gosh, there indeed. And so Theo is limping. And so, oh, goodness me. And look, he's also impeded his teammate as well. And Roscoe comes into the pits there. Oh, dear. And look, Theo is dropped out of the top 10 now. So this is a major problem for Theo. And who's that? Diego's trying to slow the Mercedes down at all. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Camera Racer is having a look. He's on the inside. He's past Echo. And he is up into 3rd position. Oh no, and he's fell off, and that's a huge smash there. Oh my goodness me. And Camera Racer then, and oh dear, then he just got on the power, didn't he? And there's some major problems down there. And Echo, I think, has got major damage. Camera Racer surely has major damage as well then. Oh goodness gracious me. Now Lewis G is now up in 2nd position. This could be a McLaren 1-2 here tonight. Joseph is found himself in the 4th then. Never give up in this one there at all. Brilliant stuff tonight then. Tango is asked if Emerson's driving for Emerson tonight. Then I don't think he is, because I don't think Emerson was that quick around there on Sunday. Of course I'm joking there, but Ayrton has been really impressive tonight, though, hasn't he? He's nailed the strategy. He's nailed every call so far. Only blemish on his record so far for Ayrton has been his 3-second penalty. Hopefully, he doesn't get any more with 8 laps to go. Then otherwise, he may put himself under additional pressure here as Adam is trying to go overtake the Red Bull here. Of a Red Bull here of Irvine then, who Irvine is also maybe limping wounded as well. It's been quite an experience, hasn't it, for some drivers tonight in Brazil. But once again, hats off to like Silver. Bronze is doing a brilliant job. They've only had one safety car so far after Gunnar fell off the track quite heavily at the top of the hill in 14 and 15 now. And of course that's where the likes of Webber were crashed. There's where Echo's got a penalty, and I think Echo might be quite unhappy after a superb race up until that point now, as he was at the back of the field with a qualifying ban. He got himself up into 2nd. Oh, he was up in the 3rd position now. Theo is back into 8th position as well, so Theo might be able to salvage something here. Roscoe is flying on the soft tyres, but he's flying a bit too much there. Hammer Time is also getting a fast. I'm sorry, you get a bonus point for fast lap there, don't you? And now accelerating up the hill once again. And Joseph, who's just in front of him, and just in front of Irvine. And then Joseph in at fourth position. He was the pole sitter. Joseph was his first ever pole of his career. However, in the race, and I wonder if he's gone gone the wrong way in terms of strategy. Medium tires have only done 12 laps, and we know they could do a lot more laps than that. Then as at Swan Shanks, I think that the Fia was defending from Swan Shanks there. Swan Shanks just couldn't get past Fia at the moment, but the medium tires have got no pace at all at this stage. We've seen something on board with Adam then as well, so we're seeing sparks there coming out from underneath the car of Adam. And it was getting very difficult then. Yellow flag in it's a virtual safety car here now. Of course, who's come off the circuit? Just watch this. One of the Haas cars, and he's lost the wing section now. The Haas driver have. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh goodness gracious me, Artie Wee then, who is Irvine, has got a 5-second penalty there for a severe collision with Adam there. So looks like Adam, I wonder if he went to the back of Irvine now. Of course, there's a lot of deceleration, acceleration there, so where you're trying to stay into the delta there, and I wonder if there's a miscommunication between the drivers. Oh goodness gracious me, Shadow's doing a great drive today. I'm very torn about who's the driver today. Good job I don't have that privilege then. It's very difficult because Erickson's done a superior job. Shadows is my driver there. Supreme stuff indeed there. Echo would have been also up there as well with absolutely blistering drive through the field there. Joseph's got past Lewis and up into third position there. So Joseph back in the third then. He's back on the podium here. Yellow flag then. Something has gone wrong with his hammer time off the circle as well, and there's yellow flags here, there and everywhere at the moment there. Lewis G trying to come back at him there, going down into turn one then. So Joseph getting past Lewis G, and Lewis G will be in front of him in terms of the time, of course, and because remember that Joseph does have a 3-second penalty to his name. However though, Lewis G has put himself in a bit of trouble here because look, Irvine and Adam are all over the back of his gearbox now as well. We've also got a Haas of Artie Wee also just behind as well. And now just on board as Ayrton there has got a 5.6 second gap over Shadows at the moment, as I'm wondering if the soft tires are now going to start to really feel the burn out there around this Interlagos circuit. Ayrton there really since that safety car restart just kind of went off and hit there. Oh goodness me, it's that Haas car who's getting very close to going off the circuit. And I think that Hammer Time's off the circuit actually, and Hammer Time is off the circuit and out of the race there, and it is a safety car here, and oh dear then, so that's a safety car here, and that's going to help it's going to help a couple of drivers. Hammer Time crashing at the top of the hill there, he is out of the race then. So what is this going to do then? This is going to get very interesting then. So this is not what Ayrton or Joseph or Irvine wants, I don't think, because they're all coming in the pits now, and yes, the hard runners then will be thanking their lucky stars, I think, then, because they think they made a mistake with going onto the hard tires. Roscoe then is up into 8th position as well, and it's a good sum indeed there for Roscoe. Diashi in the pits as well. Alibi will be Alibi staying out. Goodness me, Camera Racer should be coming in the pits as well then. Just watching Ayrton then, who is just 7 seconds in front of Shadows in 2nd position then. 3rd position is Joseph, 4th position is Lewis G, Irvine in 5th position, Adam in 6th, and I assume everyone who's going to come in the pits now then. So but this is going to be a challenge, isn't it? Shadows is going to be grinning from ear to ear, I think then, in this one. Goodness gracious me then, as now into the pits there comes Ayrton there, slows the car down to the 80 mile an hour speed limit then. Joseph who's look at the queue that he had behind Joseph. McLaren Mechanics then ready to go to work then on the soft tires there for Ayrton. Then he's got 4 laps then. He's got 4 laps then as well then into the pits also. And Joseph is staying out here. Goodness me, is Ayrton going to be able to get? No, Ayrton has dropped back here, and Ayrton there, goodness me then. So the racer was looking so strong then. Was looking so good for Ayrton, as all of a sudden there it's gone a bit peak tog here, hasn't it, for Ayrton? He's got a bit of overtaking to do, Ayrton has in this one there. Artie Wee has let him through there. Joseph has got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision here with Lewis G. Oh golly gosh then, and Irvine there might be in the boxes as well then. Of course there, I think that the drivers that come in pits like Shatters, Matt Bros out then just in front of just behind Roscoe then in 8th position there. Theo in 9th position, Swan Shanks in 10th as well. Alibi into the pit. pits. And I'm wondering if Fella Boy didn't pit last time around because he didn't want to put on it. He didn't want to get lap time, presuming that his alibi car 13 now changes the tires and changes those boots, and he's back out there. Vintage is out of the race. I don't know what's happened to Vintage there, but he is gone as well. What's happened to Vintage in this race then? Oh, goodness gracious me then. As Beck saying that the safety car is not helping Ayrton here then. Serious much thinks that Ayrton has got some pace here tonight in that McLaren. He might be able to pull away. So Adam then, with the safety car, how long is the safety car going to be out for that? We're just on board then with RDW here. Sorry, I just thought I saw a spider run across my room. Joseph is leading this race, but he's done 18 laps on the hard tyres. Lewis G, second, medium tyres on 16-lap medium tyres. Irvine, third position, 22-lap medium tyres. Fourth position, Adam, 17-lap medium tyres. Everyone else is on soft tyres then. So this is going to get very fruitful indeed then. As we're just now on board with, well, we're on board with Ayrton. I think the safety car should be in at the end of this lap. Then we're going to have 3 scintillating laps of racing. And Diashi is in the pits. And Camera Racer has now got a penalty as well. Goodness gracious me, then they seem to be getting they're keen to get on with this race, aren't they, tonight? Then goodness me, Camera almost went to the back of Echo again now. Oh golly gosh, you've got to be very careful when you're beyond the safety car, don't you? Of course, then with acceleration and deceleration there. Serious motion Vintage just falling asleep. Oh goodness me. To be honest there. Nothing of that though, because I must say we all need our sleep every now and again. I need my 24 and a half hours of beauty sleep. I know there's not 24 hours in a day, but that's how much beauty sleep I need. Just watching Joseph now. I'm hoping that the safety car comes in the end of this lap because I'm really keen to get this one going. But I'm not sure Joseph will be actually in the top 4. I don't think he'll be keen to get it going in this one, will they? Because of course, the longer the safety car stays out for, it will help then. It would really help them out then. But I think that, well, we've got the Haas of Diashi just trying to catch up now. I don't think the safety car is going to come in this time around. However, it might be close then. We're just watching. It is in this lap. Oh my goodness me. It is in this lap then. Oh goodness gracious me. Oh, his Vintage has done to me, I think, then, as he went straight into the station there, his safety car there. We're back racing here in Brazil, and here we go in that 34 out 36, and so is Joseph leads, and Lewis G in second position, third position is Irvine, Adam in fourth, and fifth is Ayrton, sixth is Shadows, and seventh position is Roscoe. We have already got Lewis G dropping down the order. Lewis G has dropped down. Oh, goodness me, what's going on here? And Ayrton's on the outside. Ayrton's on the outside there, and goodness me, that would have been incredible. Look, the Ferrari of Roscoe's coming up as well. Goodness me, Ayrton's boxed in here, and Lewis G has gone off the circuit there, as I think he's lost the whole of the wing there. Lewis G has not sure what's happened there. Oh, what's gone on there? That's a wing gone off then. That's a wing flying in the air, and it's Artie Weeds out of the Grand Prix. Echo's up into 8th position now, and you Mabro on the outside. Both Ferraris are in 6th and 7th position. Well, this is a good day for Ferrari at the moment now. Ayrton in 5th position. Shadows is now leading the Grand Prix. I think, no, it's Adam is leading the Grand Prix. Shadows needs to get past Adam here to win the Grand Prix here. Shadows is there. Oh goodness gracious me then. This is going to get very interesting. Can Joseph win this race then? Well, at the moment he can't because of the penalties. And as they accelerate up the hill. Goodness me, what's going on here? As Adam in them Shadows are getting too close for comfort here as they're going wheel to wheel, and this is crucial for the Grand Prix win here tonight between Adam, Shadows and Ayrton is running, and now look, Shadows there's having a look there, he's going on the inside, and he passes Adam then. Adam now is going to come back out there into the second part of the centre. Ayrton having a sniff on the inside there, not quite, and Roscoe's also keen as well. Oh goodness gracious me, and the Ferraris are swarming the McLaren, and his camera racers off the circuit, and Shadows is on the inside, not quite, and 35 out of 36. Theo's got past his teammate Roscoe here, and yellow flag in 1 and 2. I think it's Ayrton's up the inside of Shadows. He's past Shadows, and Ayrton is up into 4th position there, but Shadows is trying to come back at him there. Ayrton is through. Ayrton, I think he needs to get on with it, doesn't he? There is Joseph is trying to pull out a gap as much as possible here at the moment. Back on board then for Ayrton. I thought he's going for the Hamilton lunge then like he did in 2019. Oh, Ayrton on the squirrel, and Shadows is coming back at him as well. At the moment, though, it's Adam that's going to win this race, of course, and Shadows needs to get past Adam. That is his target in this race set. That's his target. That's the target in this race. Irvine is carrying second position. He's dropping back. Joseph has absolutely done a superb job there, and DRS has now been enabled then on the final lap then here in Brazil then, and going down into turn number 1 and 2 then. So Ayrton's all over the back of Adam here then, and look, Irvine is struggling then, isn't he? So I think that at the moment Adam could win this Grand Prix there, and Ayrton there is. Oh, look at this! He's coming on. Shadows needs to get past her, but I don't think he's going to be able to in the infield here. Oh goodness me, that's getting very tight indeed. That is, we are looking at this, Shadows underneath the gearbox of Ayrton as well. There's going to be contact. There's contact. Ayrton's in the wall. Ayrton's in the wall, and Shadows and Ayrton have come to blows out. Ayrton's out of the Grand Prix. Shadows is limping home now. Oh no, goodness gracious me there. And wow, absolutely horrific scenes. And both McLarens a couple of laps ago was on course for a magnificent Grand Prix. For a magnificent Grand Prix, and now all of a sudden it's not looking too good at all, is it? And Joseph's got 3 seconds. He's actually got 8 seconds worth of penalties here. Adam could win this race then here, so Adam might be able to win the Grand Prix. And Shadow's saying, Adam, you've got this, and he's out of the final turn then. Joseph's going to come across the line there, and he's going to win the Grand Prix. But I think it's going to be Adam who wins his first ever Grand Prix of his career, with Theo in second there. You mad bro in third position there. Oh my goodness me, and Alibi up in the 4th. Magnificent 17. Shadows in 5th. Diashi and Joseph 6th and 7th. Roscoe 8th. Good points for Roscoe. Diego in 9th position. Swanshanks in 10th. Irvine dropping down to 11th. Vecca 12th. Cameron 13th. And Lewis G in 14th position. I think there will be some 5-second penalties that may need to be removed in the end of this one then. But, oh, goodness me, what happened there? We had a 20-second penalty for Roscoe for some reason there. Oh, goodness gracious me. As just on board now with oh goodness me, as we're just now on board then with Adam, who gets his first ever Grand Prix win now. That contact was unlucky. Never give up then. Yes, and Adam is saying then, and that's his first ever Grand Prix win of his career in ALR. Maybe the first of many as well. Then Alpine are going to be overjoyed with this result then. Really good stuff indeed then. Theo, who goodness me then, it wasn't looking too good for Theo. Is it that late safety car caused by Hammer Time really threw a spanner in the works and it completely changed the Grand Prix, didn't it there? Oh goodness gracious me then. Let's take a final look at the classification then from the Brazilian Grand Prix, the Sao Paulo Grand Prix here in Interlagos then. Adam won the Grand Prix then by 2/10 a second from Theo in the end then. Third position was You Mad Bro. Goodness me, how did he get up to third there? Alibi from 19th to 4th and driver of the day. Supreme stuff indeed. Fifth position was Shatters there. 6th position was Diashi. 7th was Joseph there. 8th position Diego. 9th was Swanshanks. Irvine got in the top 10. Outside the top 10, Echo in 11th position. Roscoe in 12th there, but I'm not sure if I think that Roscoe got 8th there, didn't he? We'll have to have a look at that then. 13th position Lewis G. Cameron 14th position. Retirements Ayrton, Artie Wee, Vintage Hammer Time, Guna and the Billet all retired then for the from here in Brazil for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. My goodness gracious me then. And I'm not sure if anyone actually jumped into the party, I don't think, really, to be honest. I don't think we've had any interviewees yet, have we? No, it's just me and Liam. Liam, yeah. But, well, and this is a good opportunity then to have a quick plug then, I'd say, isn't it, for tomorrow night's race then. Of course, that Hammer Time didn't have a very good race tonight, did they? And, of course, Starburst is very much within striking distance now of Hammer Time. He's been leading the World Championship from start till now, and he could potentially lose this one. He could potentially lose the World Championship lead then at the most crucial time then for tomorrow night. That is COBALT. That is the last remaining championship available, or Drivers' Championship available. We still got the Constructors' Championship opening up for grabs then in gold. Then, of course, where it's going to be McLaren against Ferrari. Also got the Constructors' Championship up for grabs here in bronze. And the same with COBALT as well. You mad, bro? Goodness me. It was looking, it wasn't looking too good for you until that last safety car came out. Good grief.
Yeah, I don't know what happened at the front over there, but yeah, I think there's been some disgraceful accidents tonight. But yeah, if I reflect on my own race, this is more than I could have imagined, at least.
I think did you win on the hard tires there for that second stint, Ned? I'm not sure if the hard tires were the way to go, judging from everyone else's pace. There, now, what was your thinking beyond the hard tires tonight?
Yeah, I was thinking the mediums wouldn't last that long, but yeah, in the end, the hard tire seemed a compound I didn't need to use because yeah, I just didn't have the pace. I was struggling a lot. A lot of people were getting past me, but then that safety car came, and I thought like, I got fucked over. But in the end, it helped me to a podium, and of course, I didn't get any penalties, so that helps me too.
It really did then, and of course, how difficult was that final safety car then? And did you know about the penalty situation? Because there was a lot of drivers that had penalties in front of you, and you had absolutely nothing at all. So did you know about the penalty situation for the drivers?
Yeah, I saw a couple of in front of me had penalties, like Roscoe and Eckermeister, I believe. So I was aiming for top five or something, but a podium I would never have thought to get. But yeah, as you saw, I think Ayrton crashed in the end. Um, Someone else crashed in the top three, I think. I don't know who. Camaro Racer crashed halfway the race. So yeah, there were a lot of people tumbling down. So yeah, in the end, podium, it's just amazing.
Really good stuff today, your man, bro. Of course, no penalties, got up on the podium as well, and I think that is actually your third podium, your career in bronze. It is indeed good stuff indeed. That I think that's the only person that wants to talk to me today. Don't blame him. We're back in action then for COBALT tomorrow night at 7:30 UK time. Then our time is under the caution, isn't he? There from Starbus is on a 2-win streak. Can he go for the hat trick tomorrow?